bloody good, Phil Hurton. Oh, Harry Bros again! Dropped! The excitement is building, the crowd is here. Oh, why not? Spring football, except the weather. Somebody didn't give God the memo because it is cold, it's chilly, the ball's coming my way. I got told not to move, but the ball's going to hit me, Mr. Director. But let's talk about what a clash we got on. The second biggest game of the year, no doubt. The winner to take on Glenunga in next week's decider at Cooper Stadium. Some of the matchups in on the other side, the returning Louis Sharrod and Preston Cockatoo Collins. Real X factors for Port District. It's a really, really exciting day. For the first time in my commentary life, I've actually got anxiety. I don't know who is going to win this game. I'm predicting it's going to be very, very close. We couldn't be here without all our great sponsors, so I'd like to give them a quick shout out. Archie's, I wouldn't wear anything else except on a day like today. Dartfish, Programs to Fit, Classic Clashes, Filming Footy, and Make Sure Rail Fire. I'll be joined today by my good friends Adam Jeffries and Lockie Gould, and I'm not going to lie, we're excited. What's at stake? A grand final in Div 1. Both teams, previous Div 1 premiers, are keen to get back there. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League.
G'day everybody, joined here by Josh Ramsey, head coach of Port Districts. Josh, how's the week been?
Thanks, Lockie. Yeah, it's been a good week. We've one of the great things was obviously we didn't put our best foot forward last week. It wasn't a great representation of ourselves, but having all three teams still going was great. So last Saturday night, you know, that was the build-up's been around how good it's been that all three grades are in. Unfortunately, the C's didn't quite get the result. It's a close game here at the moment, but yeah, it's been a really strong week. Tuesday night was quite quiet. We just did a bit of stuff at Peak, and then Thursday night the boys were out in the Oval. But the build-up's been good. Like every prelim, there's some nervous energy, but yeah, I can't complain about the week. It's been really good.
Talk us through the team selection this week.
Yeah, so Louis Sharrod comes back. Louis, as I spoke to Tommy last week, he was a bit iffy. When the reality of it is we had the double chance, and September can be a long month, so we probably erred on the side of caution last week. He comes back into the team. Liam Ferns comes back, so we just thought we're undersized a little bit in the back half last week. So Ferns, he's played majority A grade this year, and he's had a great final series in the earlier game, and so he'll come back and he's got a really big job today. So those two come in. Poor Preston Cockatoo Collins drops out with probably a hamstring strain, and poor Hunter Carter, who's had an amazing year. He's sort of first year at senior footy. He did a hamstring with 10 minutes to go at training Thursday night. So yeah, we sort of lose those two, but really two good ins for us.
If you progress to those two, an chance to come back?
I wouldn't think Hunter is. Preston probably better chance. Hunter'd be no chance. Preston would be 50-50, yeah.
Last week, obviously, against Glenunga, after having such a great performance against Shock, it must have been really disappointing.
Oh, yeah, it was horrible. I mean, I thought our first quarter was really strong. If you look at the statistics, I'll speak to Nathan, who gets live vision for Glenunga, and it was probably 70% in our forward half in the first quarter. We just didn't get any reward for what we're doing, and then Glenunga, the team that they are, they take territory from you, and when they do that, they're able to score quickly with their tall forward. So they were just able to get hold of us for probably an hour of footy, and it was disappointing the way we played, but the great thing about, finishing third and winning your first final, you keep the double chance up your sleeve, so we're still here and there's still a heartbeat and we're still alive, so we keep going forward.
What have you made of Payneham?
Payneham have been really good, so we caught up with them 6 weeks ago. They beat us the first time, we were able to get them then. Their game against Golden Grove I thought was outstanding. Probably, I think if you're a tipster, I think the majority would have had Golden Grove. But Payneham got a great record against them. And then last week I thought against Shock, their second half in particular was really strong. So their ability to look after the footy, they've got some great mids and then some tall forwards that can cause grief. So for us, the biggest strength for us will be trying to create turnover through looking after their mids and looking after their short game, making sure we defend the corridor and then trying to rebound and have a better effort. I think we had 2 inside 50 marks last week, so we're looking for more than that.
Thank you very much, mate. Good luck.
Right, Lockie. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank
Cheers,
you.
Mate.
G'day, footy fans. Joined here by Payneham Norwood's Union head coach Jeremy Cheney. Jeremy, how's the week been?
It's been exciting. Great week, Lockie, so it's a great time to be playing football.
Oh, that's awesome. How good's this? Looking forward to this game?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's going to be. We've had some really good battles against Port Districts during the year, and the Oval's in great nick. We like playing here, so really excited about the day ahead.
Obviously, they had a bit of a disappointing loss last week to Glenunga. You guys coming off a different set of, in terms of momentum. Does that give you a little bit of hope?
Yeah, look, I think we're starting to play the footy we want at the right time, and obviously they came up against a very good team last week at Glenunga in their home deck, and look, teams have found it pretty hard there all year. So for us, look, we're just worrying about what we need to do, and I think we got it together at the back end of the game last week, and hopefully we just carry that form coming through this week.
Absolutely. You were challenged a little bit by Shock in the first half. Is the key to today making sure you get off on the front foot?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, a real focus this week's been around our start. I think if you give sides too much rope, unfortunately at this level, you can't claw your way back. But if we get off to a good start today, who knows what can happen.
And obviously you guys have come up from Division 2. You're having an absolutely mammoth season. Did you think this was possible at the start of the year?
Oh, look, there's a couple of us at the club, and I'm always a glass half full kind of guy, and I'm always believing that our teams that I coach can always make it to the pointy end. And yeah, we've had belief within our four walls, but I know there's been people who have knocked us during the year, but that's absolutely fine, and we're quite comfortable where we are as a footy club at the moment.
And talk us through the team selections for today.
Look, only one change from last week. So Blake Dodson comes in for Jordan Shirley, and Blake's been outstanding all year, and Jordan unfortunately just slips out for the week.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
No, thanks very much, Lockie. Look forward to the game.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen, for the coaches' chats. We will be back after these quick messages.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep, basically since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's been really good. Like, it's the little things, you know? Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again. It's usually me. My HECS debt doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
You belong in blue. Apply for a career with South Australia Police.
And welcome to beautiful Campbelltown Oval. You would have seen all the pre-records done there thanks to the coaches and the league. And Adam Jeffries, my co-commentator, two-time premiership coach. What a day.
Yeah, it's a good day. It's a little bit, probably the chilliest one we've had in a month or so, Tommy. We got some spring weather, didn't we? But not today. She's blowing and she's chilly.
Yep.
Which will create this breeze in particular might create a bit of a test for the players. Most of the scoring in the B grade's just been to the left of your dial. But I expect the A grade to move the ball into the breeze pretty well.
Yeah, I think what has there been? There's been about 14 goals in the B grade game. Glenunga up 10-9, 69. Port District 4-6, 30. 14 goals. I think about 12 of them to the left. So you can expect that in a B grade game. So and congratulations to Glenunga. They're going to win their reserves. They're going to win their way through to a grand final against Shock, next week. So Glenunga in both grades. That's outstanding achievement.
Great for their A grade to have both. For the unlucky players that miss, but for training standards.
Yep.
And strength across your club, Tommy.
Yeah, it's hard. Yep. It's hard not to look back. I think it was 2020. B grade didn't win a game. Insert Tommy Javor.
Yeah, insert.
And Nathan Grimer in the A grade, and it certainly has turned around for the Rams, and obviously full credit to the players, but also the administrators. In all these clubs that do well, Port District, Payneham, Glenunga, Prince Alfred, they've all got great administrators. But let's get on to the Division 1 standings. Obviously, this was at the end of the minor round season. Port District 3rd, Payneham 5th. And footy manager Roger Rashid came up to me today, footy manager of Payneham, and said, do you remember where you tipped us at the start of the year? I said, oh, where? He said, in March. He contacted me. He said, you'll finish 5th. Well, they did, but they're far from done, my friend.
Yeah, Payneham, I said leading into the finals, everyone asked, how did Payneham make the 5? I said they were just solid. And in the finals, Tommy, for mine, they're just solid. They make less mistakes than their opposition. They're not blowing you off the park with their absolute top-level talent. Their good players came to the fore a bit more last week, didn't they? Wagner with 5. But I just think they're as well structured and organised as any of the teams going around. I think Coach Cheney's done a great job with that squad. Up from Division 2 into a preliminary final. Let's not forget that Payneham have been a powerhouse club, but they were in Division 2 last year and they made a prelim in Division 1, which is a great turnaround for them.
It's sliding doors. 2 years ago, Port District were holding up the Div 1 Cup and Payneham were being relegated.
Yep.
As the president of Payneham just popped his head into the commentary position there. Hello, Marty Smith. He's a brilliant man, Marty Smith, 50 years old with a 12-year-old haircut, but that's all good. And a shout-out to all the past players as well who are listening in. I'll get to them later. Let's have a look at the road to the finals. Take us through it, please, Mr. Jeffries.
Yeah, a lot of green in the second part of the year. And you asked me in the pre-record, Tommy, about last week. It's actually irrelevant now, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. No.
You don't even review that game. You don't care. You just focus on Payneham. And one thing we do know is last time Port Districts played Payneham, they beat them up with their ball movement, didn't
Smoked
they?
them by 9 goals. Yep.
Yeah, so it's hard to picture that. We saw a team struggle to score last week, Tommy. 4 goals for the match.
They were suffocated. They had no time and space, but Glenunga's a very different beast at Glenunga, isn't it?
And they scored 19 goals against Payneham in round 16. So that's hard to picture that, isn't it? So Port Districts need to find a little bit of something like that today.
I'll ask you the same question I ask every week. I think 10 or 11 wins today.
Yeah, it does. It does. Both these teams aren't kicking 100-plus points, are they?
Not today, no.
No, and so you've got to take your opportunities with the breeze. You see teams kick 4 goals 1 or 1 goals 4, crucial, and then defend when it's your turn to defend. Both teams are pretty well structured defensively again. Those goal kickers need to bob up.
Yep. All right. Yep. It is now we've got just 4 minutes to play in the reserves here. Again, Glenunga 40 points up over Port, and it hasn't been a good day so far for Port. Losing the C grade, the C1, they've lost the 1 reserve prelim, and but the big one is up next. So that's the one that matters, isn't it,
If they get the main one, they'll feel better about that one, though. But they'd hate to come here and get 3 Ls, wouldn't they? They'd be hoping to get a few back.
Yeah, and obviously last week Port had a bad week, as did Port Power. This week Port Power went, so maybe there's some correlation there. Looking at the lineup, again, on paper, I still think it's the best list on paper. So I'm not surprised you've tipped them, mate, but it just oozes of talent, and if they can get going. I worry about Haynes, obviously came off in the third quarter last week, and well, I said definitely carrying, I'm told it's a driver, definitely carrying something. But if he's mobile and up and about, that'll be hard to stop.
Yeah, it's good to see Louis Sherrod back in. He's the one big in, isn't he?
That's the big
and
in, yeah.
We've seen him, Tommy, get 40 plus in a few games this year. Goes under the radar a bit now. Like I said, he was the best player 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep.
Now with the likes of Gray and Haynes and Rose in the team, he can just get under the radar. For mine, like they've got a great list, Tommy, but they do have a structural issue with forward of the ball.
Yeah.
Well, coach.
Brandon Jackson Martin for the first time in real life. He's a
taller,
big boy.
He's taller than you think, isn't he?
Yeah, it's weird.
He looks like a skinny rake on the field, but he's tall. He's been a revelation this last few weeks, hasn't he?
He has been.
We look at their team sheet. I think it was Wagner who kicked the 5 last week, which is a big game in a final. Payneham have a little bit more in their front 50 at the moment. Like I said, they got some great players, and Brad McKenzie plays there. He's a terrific sort of architect, coach on the field behind the ball, isn't he?
Yeah,
which is exactly what you need.
That's what we've been calling him. Dobson's a big one for me because he'll come in, he'll probably go to batty, and you talk about the importance of your bookends in Division 1 footy, and he is their bookend. So
and the guy that's really stood out to me is Spence.
Yep.
It's a player I'd heard a little bit about, Tommy, but watching him live in the last 4 to 5 weeks, he's one of the prime movers in the Division 1 competition now, isn't he? He's a player you must have a look at because, like you said 2 weeks ago, Tommy, he gets possessions in the forward half, he scores goals, he impacts scoring chains. He doesn't just get the ball at the stoppage.
Sure does.
As we see Port Districts straight out of the ground. You want to get as many kicks as you can, Tommy. If I'm a forward, I want to have some kicks at goal with and against the breeze if I can.
Sean Davidson led his team out there, and as the umpires make their way off from the first game, or from the reserves, the second game I should say. Look, it is go time, cupcake, as they say. There is no tomorrow for the loser. There's a siren just sounds there. Don't get no bigger than this. As Captain Matty Nye leads out the Falcons, and looking good in their white They're cream, they're white, they're off-white. It's a white short, I think.
I think we'll give that the white, not the beige and the black.
Yep.
But preliminary finals, they're the big games, Tommy, aren't they? Like, everyone wants to get to the grand final. It's the same in the AFL. When you get to preliminary final weekend, they're the best games because there's so much on the line. There's a sense of relief when you make the grand final. Of course, you want to win when you get there, but if you lose a preliminary final, you still feel like you're a little bit away.
Yep.
Whereas if you make the grand final, you chalk it down as a successful season. So
unless you lose by 119 points.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that, and that won't happen here today, Tommy.
No, it won't.
But yeah, preliminary finals, they're the big games. You're so close.
Yep.
But you're still so far. There's a lot to play for.
Yeah, so the last 3 times they met, of course, you have to go all the way back to 2022, and that was the year Port won. Surprising to see there that Payneham did actually get the chocolates in their second meeting in round 14. But
that was 10th v 1st in that year as well, Tommy.
it would have been. Certainly relegation versus Premier, that's for sure. And then looking at this year, it was Payneham early on in the year, ironically at Largs, and then when they went back to the Falconry, Port did an absolute number on them, and I think the importance there is the winning team kicking accurately on both occasions.
What stands out for me there, Tommy, is the high scoring in both games. Like I said, I put both of these teams down as quite strong defensively, but some high scores in both encounters this week. I say it, I don't think we'll get to those levels today, but we'll see what happens.
Just seeing the Port reserves come off, who their season is now over, and just some of the looks on their faces, it's like their cats died. It's,
losing a prelim.
It's horrible. You feel for them. Like, I mean, I can't sugarcoat it, mate. I was at Payneham for 17 years, so obviously there's inside. I'm not going to lie to people, Obviously, I have a very soft spot for Payneham. You probably would have heard the legend of the Javor Junction. My entire wedding party is made up of Payneham blokes, so, but I've got so much respect for both of these clubs and the people involved, and back for Port all my life, so, you look at both teams. You just hope it's a cracking game. That's what
I'm here looking to. I'd love to see a close finish.
Extra time.
Yeah, well, you've tipped that, Tommy.
Facetiously, I think either team under 10 would be the realistic tip.
Yeah, we should see a close game. You can't see either team really wilting with so much to play for. So. Yeah, can't wait. Bring it on. Payneham practicing their warm-up into the breeze.
A couple of matchups, mate. Give us your thoughts. I think Lysette versus Mothersole and Hodges is crucial.
Yeah, just Lysette's fitness for mine. We just don't know what's going on with the big fella, do we? We know he's sore. But for mine, I think Lysette needs to take some marks around the ground, Tommy. I'd be using him inside 50 if they can. Looks like he's moving all right.
Sorry to talk over there, mate. He does look like he's moving all right today. Maybe he's had the... something locally magic put in?
Yeah, I reckon they would have been tempted to even rest him last week, Tommy. I know it was a big second semi-final, wasn't it? But it wasn't an eliminator. And we do recall last week he spent I think last quarter on the bench, didn't he? So he didn't play a lot of minutes last week. This is the big game. He came to the club this year to get them back to the grand final. He wants to perform well. And for mine, if he can just make his presence felt in the marking contests around the ground, that's where his real worth will be.
Just off camera there, still kicking with the left though.
Yes.
Not kicking with the right. So that's Jeremy Cheney's no fool. He's going to know every time he gets the ball. It's going to be Gaffney. It's going to be Gray. They're going to be swarming around him. A couple of others. I guess that whole matchup, the holistic midfield matchup of Nunn, Giannini and Spence versus Gray, Carpeney and whether it's Sharrod or whoever else rolls through there.
We saw Rose play a bit of wing last week, didn't we? It was just surprising. Matt Rose made his name as a really good inside midfielder. I think he's a better inside player. Probably a bit more
He'll
space.
Probably go back in there today. With Cockatoo Collins and Sharrod taking the wings.
Yeah, and Cockatoo Collins is the type of player, Tommy, that needs to pop up inside 50, isn't he? He had a quiet game.
Yeah, I would have thrown him there last week. I called for it. But
they had a lot of quiet players last week, didn't they?
He wasn't Robinson Crusoe,
and that's probably where the coach has got plenty of ammunition. He's got 22 troops that all need to rebound and play better.
Yeah.
Right? So
some of the forwards versus backs matchups as well. I think Davidson, Wagner probably, and Davidson will lock horns.
Davidson was one player I thought played quite well last week under
I put
pressure.
Him in the best players. They didn't, but I put him in the best players. And then Dobson will probably go to Batman, James Batty for Port District.
Batty's a key player, isn't he? He probably thought his A-grade days were done. He spent a bit of time in the B-grade a couple of seasons ago. But with their lack of goal-scoring firepower, he's come back into the team this year and kicked 40 goals.
When he gets it, he does hit the scoreboard. Doesn't get it a ton, but he certainly plays a role. But for me, he's not your first forward. He should be your second or third.
And that's where Port Districts have that structural issue in their forward line. Let's see Big Lysette's having a shot
from on his left as well. So
wow, and he's actually
nailed it. He's nailed it from 30. But that does speak to his limitations. There's no doubt he's not 100%. I mean, he's not performing that.
So even if Scott Lysette takes a mark 20 metres out today, Tommy, he's going to handball it off. He will handball to someone standing behind, and
maybe not with the breeze 20 metres out because he can kick on his left. But
that's going to be a real watch. So they won't use him forward. Then they'll ruck and bench him. I don't think they'll use him forward, knowing that he just can't kick it.
Where do you expect to see Jackson Martin lining up?
He played wing a lot this year, but he played so well at half back in the final. So Coach Cheney will be tempted to use him in that role. I think he's a wild card forward line player as well, Tommy. So he might be that genuine utility that maybe with the breeze against the breeze stay at one end of the ground for today.
Just in shot as well. That's Jeremy Cheney in shot. Real hands-on coach. I'm not saying he touches them, but like he's in there, working on the setups. It's going to be crucial, this midfield. So he'll throw it up. Mother Soul will look to tap to the hit two player. Ant Giannini and Ruck. I don't think we'll see too much of that today, but but both these teams are very well organised, very well structured. Just a couple of quick shout-outs while we've got time, mate. I know a lot of the Payneham past players who couldn't get here, and the Payneham Punters Club as well, will be listening. So big shout-out to Ian Jolly, Nick Jolly in Melbourne, James Rhoda, whichever part of Greece he's in now. And there's a whole bunch of... Jeff the Unit Clark's listening in Darwin. There's a whole bunch of them, and hopefully we can give the call justice, and hopefully the game is what is. I think in a moment we are going to throw to Lockie Gould for the toss. Apparently he's going to call the toss live. It's a head-tail, 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 head-tail. It's heads.
That'll be edge of your seat stuff, won't it? But having said that today, Tommy, you do want to win the toss and go with the breeze
100%.
if you can. So
Never kick against it. Yeah.
Get a score on the board early.
I think, I'm not sure which coach, I had the conversation with the coaches, you kick with it. I think it was Josh Ramsey said, you always pick the low-hanging fruit. If you got it, take it. So
take a brave man to kick into the breeze and be 6-0 down at quarter time, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd mock Trent Cotchin, but he went on to win 3 flags, so I'll just leave him alone. Joey Haynes looks like he's moving all right as well, as we are just going to throw to Lockie Gould for the toss of the coin. Lockie.
Yes, here we are down here in the middle of the ground. We've got Sean Davidson out here, and we've got Matty Nye as well. The coin goes up. Heads was the call, and there we go. So it's won by Payneham here. This is going to be absolutely massive. This is it, boys. Prelim final time. The winner, it's a grand final. The loser, there is no tomorrow. In terms of the weather conditions, we've got absolutely brilliant days of footy. A little bit overcast. It's threatened to rain. It doesn't look like it's going to. And the ground conditions, the ground is absolutely brilliant out here. As for a tip, you heard it at the pre-game. I'm still sticking with Payneham, boys. Back to you.
For you, Lockie, can I ask you a question, Hugo? I can. My question.
Absolutely.
You're out there right in the middle. 2 to 3 goal breeze, do you think?
I don't know about the win, to be honest. I think there's probably 2 to 3 goals in it, though, to be fair.
Yeah, beautifully done. Thanks, mate. We'll be crossing to you all day. Get on your toes, young fella. Good to see you excited. Your first prelim, and where else would you want to be? But the Adelaide Footy League. And on that, Adam, I just better give a quick shout out to our sponsors because I don't do this for free. Archie's. Is there a better footwear in the world? No, there's not. Dartfish. Last night, I tried for my first time, I tried that Hahn, the Hahn no carb.
Oh, was it good? You look like you've got less carbs in your body actually today, Tommy. 16
down and still on going in the right direction. Yeah, it was fantastic. Good drop. Try it out. Belgravia Apparel, New Balance, Neomorph mouthguards, the Mosley, and we've got our Mosley.
We know we're the best. We just do what we do, and we just keep on soldiering on, mate.
Now, Adam, there is a sign that says, "We love Tommy." Now, I'm not sure how big we've got here, but I think it might be Tom Wagner, but it could be Tommy Javor.
That's not the girls that got dressed up 2 weeks ago as well, Tommy.
That was
marriage-ending stuff, that was.
Yes. Now, you know I love the midfield matchups, mate. I'm pretty keen to catch it early. So in the middle, we've got Siren Boy. We've got Lysette in there with, it looks like Mitchell Gaffney starting in there, Sam Gray and Jack Gaffney. So they've gone with something different. The 2 Gaffney boys, Sam Gray and Lysette for Payneham. Of course, it is Mothersall, Spence, Giannini and Nunn. Didn't even need to look at the ground.
Interesting, isn't it, Tommy? For mine, Rose and Sharrod playing wings outside.
Yep.
And Gaffney, I think's been a great distributor on the outside. So he's gone for a little something different here. Let's see how it plays out.
Cooper Gaffney still down at half
James
back.
Batty's starting on the bench as well.
Don't get much bigger than this. Off with the first call. It's Lysette and Mothersole. Lysette with a backhander. Reverse back. They'll get the first clearance, will they? Through Gaffney. Gaffney fitted the fumbles there, but gets it going Port's way. Quick kick into the breeze. Playing in front. Well done. Port District now. He'll roll onto his right, will he? He's too far out to score into the breeze. Little kick there. Down into the pocket. Beautiful. He delivered. Just dropped what he might have taken. That was it was Niskuhus who kicked the ball in, and Port will get a stoppage. And early thoughts, Adam Jeffries. Very early thoughts.
Yeah, good start for Port District. Though centre clearance, locked the ball in. Jackson Martin starting across half back as well, Tommy.
Yeah, plenty of good matchups. Quick kick, Spence around the corner. Young Fred Campbell leads into it, but his Port player gets there first. He's at Gaffney. I'm not sure they're a long way. I might have to get on the binoculars, mate. I'll get you to have a little look now. He's probably too far out to score. I think it is Cooper Gaffney. The flying
This is
lock.
where Scott Lysette can get damaging, Tommy. I'd just be lobbing a ball in his area, testing out his young opponent.
One of the best kicks in Adelaide Footy. He kicks from outside the paint. It's a nice looking kick. Will fall in the goal square. Or you called it. Quick kick by Gaffney. Gaffney to Gaffney. We've seen that before. First score, Port District 1-0. Very quick release there from Payneham, and they're out down the outer side. High up and under, letting the breeze do some of the work there. Spoilt. Port District will lead into the race to the ball. Awkward bounce, does him no favours. Payneham swoop on it, and we'll have a ball up, Adam.
Yeah, both teams just feeling each other out. That breeze is certainly having impact already, Tommy. That kick-off half-back, it's certainly travelling an extra 5 to 10 metres heading to the left of your dial. It looks like a still day, but she's blustery here.
Free kick to Scott Lysette, up before acceptance's Mothersole. They didn't pay that one last week, but
that's the one thing Cheney doesn't want, isn't it? Just don't give away a free kick against the big fella. Just make a contest. He's kicked it on the left.
And he finds a target. Yeah, well, you've got to be awake to. He's either giving a handball or kicking a short one on the left, I'd suggest. Port District this way, that way, down the line, long down the line, playing in front. It's Payneham, though. Release to Spence. We'll get him right all day. To Giannini. Quick release handball. Jackson Martin. Awkward looking barrel. Yeah. Playing in front, Port District player. That was Doug Gregg. Greggy releases. Ball bobbing around in the T-saucer there. Giannini comes through at pace. They've got the run of the play here, Payneham, and they're out. Here's Matty Nunn. Nunn just measures the kick in ball beautifully to Vine. He doesn't quite get there. Quick hands, though. Inside out kick. Fax are on the board. It's 1-0 Payneham. First blood. And that was number 5.
That was Catalano, the man we saw above up a couple. Yeah, it was Catalano. Kicked 2 important goals against Golden Grove, didn't he?
He hits the scoreboard as a winger. Really good start there, young Grantley. And Jeremy Cheney and the coaching staff will be absolutely wrapped with that. Coaching staff, because you've got Roger Rashid down there, Dan Tokia, Mike Ryan, I think, and plenty of others, all sitting down on their computers. Hasn't footy changed, Adam?
Even in local footy, yeah. That's great for Catalano, though. Like you said, he's playing just a clever wing role, isn't he? Because he's got the matchup there. He's got Rose and Sharrett as his opponents. So he needs to make sure he's watching them defensively. But first inside 50, you can see the breeze play havoc with Nunn's kick to the big fella Viney. Just couldn't quite get there, but ground level, as we see Gray come through with the centre clearance, Tommy.
Yeah, high up and under kick. Port District underneath in best position there. They've started very, very well, but they started well last week as well. This is Miller Carter with the ball. Again, I just think into the teeth of this breeze, he'd take his absolute best. He's going to have to kick from about 47 on a 45-degree angle. Number 44.
See if they test Scott Lysette. I'm surprised they don't just lob a ball into his area. See if he'll mark the ball against his young, more inexperienced opponent.
There he comes, deliberate approach. Runs out a little bit to the right to try and extract more distance. Gives it a nice looking kick. It might just fade across. It does, and it's a minor score. Port with all the scoring, all the points scoring, that is. 2 points into the breeze. Payneham 1 straight goal from 1 forward foray.
That ball carried reasonably well down there, didn't it, Tommy? 45 out, made the distance.
It does feel like it's dropped off just a touch, but I'm sure it'll be up and down all day. And quick little kick in, finds Giannini. And this is what we talked about. They do this well. They work back in defence, their midfield. Very hard-working midfield. That's dangerous to a 1-on-3. Look for Spence, didn't find him. Port District with a big opportunity here, but they just halved the contest there, Payneham. Working hard. Is that Catalano working back now in defence? Good sign for a winger, working both ways.
Love to have that kick back again, Giannini, didn't you? Spence, unfortunately, had 3 opponents around him, so
could have been much worse.
Yeah, did well to butter up and get the ball up.
Ball spills here. Payneham, they release there. Spence again with his 3rd or 4th early touch. Not quite using it as efficiently, and that man, Cooper Gaffney, he's the Port District architect, if you like, does set it up. You give him a wrap, and what do? He finds a player. Well, the wind can't take it if you drill it at head height, and that's actually I didn't think it was much of a kick. You'd have to say it's a beautiful kick in the end.
There's been nothing fancy about it, Tommy. Last week, Port Districts took 3 marks inside 50 for the entire match. They've already taken 4 this week, through nothing fancy. But set shots into the breeze are tricky. Let's see what he does here. Will he put it to a dangerous spot or try and clear the line?
I think it's Gaffney. Goes long. Umpire goes one way, comes back the other way. And he's kicked a sausage. It wasn't Gaffney. I'm trying to get the player who it was.
It was Gaffney, wasn't it? I believe.
Well, there's 3 of them out there, mate,
Yeah.
so it's half a chance.
No, it was Gaffney.
Was it Jack Gaffney?
I believe with a nice left foot set shot into the breeze. Had a bit of a helicopter about it, Tommy, but maybe that breeze isn't as big a factor as we thought.
It was Mitch Gaffney. Oh, thanks there, Lockie. Beautifully done. Just chiming in. How's it feeling down there, Lockie?
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic down here. Both benches, a little bit cagey early on, as is the footy out there in the middle.
Yep, good start for Port District, though, into the breeze. Leading by 2 points. 4 changes being made by Port District, so they're going to ring the changes. Mothersoe up early again. Lysette hand stands his ground and kicks left foot. He's moving pretty well, despite the fact he can't kick right-footed, but Jackson Martin just outpoints his opponent there. This way, that way. Around he goes, and this time he'll go long. This will go right into the 50. Viney will fly. Over the back's Wagner in best position. He takes the ball on his left, slaps it onto his boot. He had more time there, I think, Adam.
Yeah, he did. He'd love to just taken a little extra step and straighten up, or even got himself a nice left foot snap banana on that. But again, Payneham 2 inside 50s, 2 shots on goal. Tommy, look dangerous when the ball hits the ground.
They sure do. Joey Haynes, he'll take his 10 and he'll probably kick it about 60 metres if he can. He goes right out to the wing. Wynn does just take it. Jackson Martin comes across. Creates a spoil. Quick release there, Port District. Chain of hands ended up in the hands of Hawkins of the Harrison variety. And the ball out right in front of the Payneham bench there. Just forward to centre wing for Port Districts.
It's a good start for Port Districts, though, isn't it, Tommy? Into the breeze. They've controlled the centre bounces 3-0. Lysette looks dominant at the moment, playing on one leg, getting clearances himself. Let's see what happens here.
Sparknell's gone to Gray. That could be, and Sparknell will get the ball. Bounces off Kenny Carpenter's head. Sparkle, the man they call Sparkles, back in. Butters up again, and he's tackled quickly. The umpire says, I'll have it.
See, look for the Lysette to Gray here. Right there, Tommy.
Quick kick forward here. Jackson Martin again reads the ball really well. Gets a quick handball. Or just overrunning it there was Dobson. Ball bobbling around, but Payneham should clear here. They leave it for each other. Quick hands. Port District swoop on it, though. They take possession. We'll have a tackle right on the 50 line. Good tackle there. Getting up there is Brad McKenzie. Haven't called his name yet. So, again, they may be just not giving him that easy. I'm really pretty happy with the start.
I think Coach Cheney would be disappointed that no one's locking on to Gray at these stoppages, though, Tommy. He's had 2 or 3 easy clearances with not a lot of pressure around him at the moment.
Sparknell's the one that's with him. But
just got away from him, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, he's a young fella. But Payneham are out now, and Spence. Again, it's probably his 4th or 5th touch. Oh, offers take it to the candy shop. Gave a little lick of the lollipop, and he got around him. But they're not able to transition. This is all Gaffney back there. Reads it beautifully. Cooper Gaffney, is it? No, it's Louis Sharrod.
So he was playing wing, Tommy, then he drifted behind the ball. So just keep an eye on that through the day as well. Trying to create a 7th defender.
To his captain, Davidson. This is what they want. The ball in Joey Haynes' hands. He gives a handball inboard. This way, a hot son. He gets a kick, but long down the line. Well corralled by the Payneham defender there. And allows McKenzie to get across. Take a relieving mark. He'll look for the 45 inboard. Just try and change lanes here rather than go long down the line. Because Port Districts do have the numbers down the line. Well, he's got a loose player there. He might try and chisel it straight through to Scrimmer. No, hits Ant G. It does. Just changes the angle ever so slightly inboard. Those little triangle kicks to Mothersole. He's got players running past. He'll probably use him. Jackson Martin is one. Cute little kick there. I'll switch across to the other side. You can see different styles of football. He'll have to fly, and he does fly. Good play there. That was Taj Rahui. But Port District are able to spill. It clears. And Sam Gray pushes down the line. Jackson Martin, is it? It's good football. Adam Jeffries.
That was Jackson Martin. He started well again, hasn't he, Tommy, across half-back.
6 touches early. And Giannini as well, plenty of touches. And he needed to take that, and he's just dropped it there. And Port are out over the back. He'll run into open goal. He runs his full measure and pokes it right into the goal umpire's, into his groin, we call it. It was his groin. And it's a very nice goal there to Harry Dwyer. His first and Port's second, and it's only early, but some danger signs for Payneham.
Yeah, Port are defending well, aren't they? And Payneham don't want to just take the bailout down the line. But on a windy day, Tommy, in a pressured game, you're going to get mistakes when you're continually switching the ball. And that's just exactly what happened on that occasion. Switching the ball hits the deck, turnover. Then, of course, your defensive players are out of position and you get the easy Joe the Goose over the back. But Port District's, you can tell they've come on a mission so far, though, Tommy, haven't they? Around the ball, pressure. Louis Sharrod drifting behind the ball was a spare. They look set up well at the moment.
Yep. Again, Lyset gets a clearance straight up and down the chimney pretty much, just squirts out onto the wing. Port Districts and Payneham both cracking in hard and coming out again. Young Freddie Campbell will release the handball. Payneham now, they'll go in for another 450 entries, but it's all Port District back there with the numbers. The relieving player there, that was Modistach, and they'll clear the outer side, but it's chopped off beautifully there by Paddy Sanzo. Beef Paddy Sanzo will go along to the teeth of goals. They'll fly Wagner in the best position. Coming over the top, nice release handball, Spence to Sparknell. Bang, the Fauci got their second, and that's how you keep Sam Gray accountable. You're going to push hard the other way, and then he'll have to respect you a little bit more. So that ball is long gone. That's down Walkby's Road.
You know what that is, Tommy? That is fantastic play by Spence. That's just a classic crumb and an unselfish handball. He took the crumb, then he drew the man towards him, gave it over the top. That's first class. You can't teach that. Looks so good when it comes off, doesn't it? It reminds me of Dusty Martin in his prime, giving off those handballs after the front and centre inside 50. That is great play by Spence, and he's playing midfield there, Tommy. He's not resting forward, Spence. He tracks the ball, and he's dangerous in the front half. We've seen him get defensive 50 clearances, and now we've seen him impact the scoreboard. Well done, Spence, having a great finish to this season. He's a real weapon for Payneham at the moment.
Yeah, no doubt there'll be some footy managers to sample looking at that young man going, I think he might be able to play a bit. So, yes, but he's here today for Payneham, and he's a crucial element so far. Campbell with the clearance to Giannini. Giannini's tackled. He releases. Oh, it's high. McKenzie, I think, goes long, down towards Viney. Viney needs to compete. He does. He keeps his feet too, and he'll be first to the ball. Will he escort it out? No, he keeps it in. Just busts a pack. Shades of Nick Jolly there. Sparknell again. Releases back to Viney. He'll have a flying shot. Doesn't make really good contact at all. Wagner off his left. That's high. Will the Breeze take it? Oh, behave yourself. Behave yourself. That's a Jag Meatwork snag. The daytime operator. That is Tentacles Tom Wagner, the man they call the Jeremy Cameron of Payneham. Well, that didn't look like it was going anywhere near the goal, and, well, sometimes luck's on your side.
He just, like you said, Jeremy Cameron, Buddy Franklin, he's just got a big hoof of that, and the Breeze has just magnificently grabbed it, Tommy, and taken it right back through the middle of the goals. They look dangerous inside 50, Payneham, don't they, Tommy?
Yep.
Only 5 inside 50s for 3 goals. They look dangerous because players like Wagner and even Jolly, call him Jolly. He does look like Jolly, doesn't he?
There's a bit of Jolly about him.
There's a bit of Jolly about him.
Of course, Nick
All
Jolly.
due respect, Nick Jolly was a pretty handy player, but Harry Viney can potentially be that good.
Playing for the Thomastown Bears now.
Oh,
Nick
wow,
Jolly,
there you go. But Wagner looks dangerous on the ground more than anything, doesn't he, Tommy? Great ground level player for his size.
Just the famous number 25 he was. Viney's 26, and Lyset again with the tap. He's going to win most of them today, you'd feel, but what can Payneham do at ground level? They're competing here hard. Ball bubbles round, spills out. Good umpiring. Let it go a bit. Let the players play, as someone famously said last night after a few harm, no carbs.
I was there last night, Tommy. What a game.
Yeah, beauty. Oh, he gets one in the Schnozzle warehouse there, young Mothersall.
I think Hodges has come onto the ball now.
Hodges, sorry, pardon me. Thank you.
So see if he can get involved around the ground, Tommy, do some damage against Lyset, who can't really run like he was.
It's Nash Haynes with the awkward left foot that was picked up, and we'll have the ball up right on the wing here. Again, you can still feel that breeze. I'm not sure if it's coming through our effects mics, but definitely a 2 to 3 goal breeze, we think. But in A grade, you run it into the breeze, you can still kick goals. Good tackle there by the human glove, Matty Nye. Oh, no. I don't know if our camera caught that one, but he fell down pretty easy then. Carry on. You're on, Adam.
Boy, oh boy, Bill.
Yeah, I'm not. No comment.
No comment on that. As we move forward, Jackson Martin looked to take the intercept mark. It's Port District's move towards half forward again. They've been doing a fair bit of attacking into the breeze and will get a ball up. No damage done, Tommy Javor.
No. Ball up there, 55 metres out from the Port goal. One down, young Freddie Campbell. Little Bricky wants me to call him, but I'm not going to. You're young Fred for me. Port District player spins and he's tackled. Good team tackle there. You can see the pressures there. It was Altamore and Joey Christanci pushing all the way up to make a tackle. Cheney would be happy with that. Ford Craft cracking in, tackling. Hodges and Lysette. Lysette wins it down right into the Payneham bench, right in front of me, we'd be saying. And we'll have a ball in. Haven't seen as many last possession frees as we did last week. There was a ton last week.
There's only been 5 inside 50s for each team as well, Tommy. A lot of footy between the arcs at the moment, and both teams have looked dangerous when they have gone in 4 scoring shots each.
Yep. Beautiful stats work there. The statistical saber-tooth, Adam Jeffries. The double-handed punch from Scotty Lysette. Yep, and young Freddie just escorts him over the line.
What's hurting here with Lysette unable to kick on his right foot, Tommy? He's scragging the opposition ruckman to grab it, but he can't hoof the ball 50 metres on his right, can he? And it's cost him
the Geordie West.
Yeah, that's cost him a few times. He's certainly dominant with his body work here.
Lovely left-handed palm there. Down to Niskahus. Young Bugsy. High up and under. Ball just bobbles around. Batty at ground level looking dangerous. Inside out kick. 1-on-1 down in the square. Both players keep their feet. Good football. Good craft. Bobbling around. They're tackled. Again, the umpire's letting it go a bit, which is great. Good to see. And Payneham get the relieving. Beautiful left foot kick, but they've got to touch it. That'll be last possession. That'll be a Port ball now, I think, to Cooper Gaffney. He'll swing onto that left. Will he kick another bullet?
He'll look for a low darting type of kick here, won't he, Tommy? No, he's got a little bit more air on it. Let's see if they can jump and compete.
Well read there. Might be, it's Matty Nye down there.
Yeah.
The captain.
They'll be disappointed there, Port Districts, Tommy, not to get a contest and a crumb.
Ground level again, great positioning. Well done there. But that was Altamore. High up and under kick. Sparkles chases hard, chases Gaffney. Big great bounce, and they see it out.
Tommy, you called no last touch, and we've had 2 in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So you know what's going on.
Sometimes we just get lucky, mate. And Gaffney hugs the boundary line. It's all Port there. And a good mark taken by Jack Gaffney.
They should be looking to go quick if they can, with McKenzie on the mark and Hodges unable to get back.
Yeah, well, good run there by Gaffney just to create the dummy almost. I think that's accidental flicks come up to Niskowitz. And Jackson Martin, is it? No, it might be Hodges. It is Hodges. Reads it well, and he'll come out there, look to attack out this side, but it's a 2-on-1. Davidson makes the play. Player fall to the ball. Yeah, that was Catalano, but it's all Joey Haynes, and he'll go long down the line. Look for Lysette. No, pardon me, it's not Lysette. It's McKay, Sam McKay. We'll have a ball in 16 metres around. We just look at the crowd, a really good crowd at Campbelltown Oval today. I'd suggest probably 1,500 to 2,000 people. Stands are packed. It's a good day for a Div 1 prelim, I'll tell you that much.
Taj Mahal here, Tommy. Good spot to come watch footy in that.
No relation to Taj Rahui. Not my best work there, but we'll crack on. Got 120 minutes to come up with a better one. Lysette in ruck, dominant at this stage, using his left palm regularly. Running into a bit of trouble there was Matty Nunn, and we haven't called his name. We have called Jed Spencer's about probably his 7th touch. They come through the middle. They look dangerous when they do this, Payneham. Sparkles left his opponent for dead there, and he'll get on the right. He'll swing in, ball, he has a bounce. 35 out on the run. Just across the face and out of the reach of the fast-closing Peter Minovini. Shout out to his dad, Leon, who'd be somewhere out there in the crowd, maybe listening.
I didn't play, when I played footy, Tommy, I didn't play a lot of wing, but all I know is when you gather the ball like Sparkle did there and you got to bloke up your clacker and you take a bounce, you have confidence. So well done to him. That was great to see.
Jackson Martin in a good position, but so is Louis Sharrett, is it? No. It's Kenny Carpenty running in face ball, and he's just taken down by Spence, and the umpire, it's umpire wearing the Crosby sweater. Andrew Crosby says ball it in, thank you.
Umpires obviously looking to perform well as well today, Tommy. Get a gig in next week's big Division 1 Grand Final.
Apology to Liam Ferns there. I just called the wrong name. It's Fernsey. Quick play, quick hands, Giannini, but Carpenty steals it from him on his left. He'll go to Sam Gray. Gray leads in the race the ball. Goes past. Good speed there by one of the gaffers. He comes up, but beating him to the ball was the Payneham player. good strong tackle. And one thing you see in this from teams like these top-end Div 1 teams, not too many missed tackles, say.
No, both teams are normally pretty good in that area. I reckon Carpenter would love to have his time again, Tommy. Could have taken some more territory and bounced and gone inside 50 there.
Good tap from Hodges there, got it going Payneham's way, and we're just forward of the centre for Port District.
He didn't give Sam Gray, who was one-on-one inside 50, the chance to use any craft or lateral movement. He just kicked it as soon as he moved it.
Yep. I guess there's a lot of implied pressure on a game like today.
Yes, easy up here, Tommy.
Yeah, Nye. Chain of handballs, ends up with back to Spence. Spence, quick kick round the corner. In front is number 5 for Payneham. That is, of course, Catalano. It comes out now. He sparkles again to Wagner. He'll get on his left. Oh, no, Tom. He's gone. But he did get the handball away. And, Port District goes down like he's been hit with a sack of potatoes and became one.
Good umpiring there.
Yep,
Tommy.
Great umpiring.
Ball it up. It's nothing wrong with doing that. Aim for the free kick, but good umpiring. Let's ball up. His Lyset's going to come off for his first rest.
Sharrod lost his strides there. The umpire's saying bit of blood, bit of claret.
Matty Nunn, not unusual. He's the sort of a Joel Selwood type in this competition. Tommy always in and under at the bottom of the pack.
I say he's bleeding, but I can't see none. He's off on the jokes, Javor. We've got to stop in play. I'm here for a bit of colour, mate. Come on.
There's Louis Sharrod as well. We'll have a quick little breather.
Yep.
As these quarters go quick, don't they, Tommy? Nearly 22 minutes in. We're looking to get Louis Sharrod back on the ground to finish the quarter if I could.
Little toe poke. And I thought that was off the Payneham player. It was off the Port District player. Okay.
No real remonstration from the Port District
they all
bench
peeled through.
So
I just saw it wrong. Jed Spence will... he calls played on. He hadn't moved. I'm not sure about that, but okay. And beautiful mark there leading into it was number 44. That's Miller Carter. He's been all right early.
Intercept mark. He'd love to have done a bit more with that, Spence, wouldn't he? Got in a little bit deeper.
Yep. Horrible kick there, but Port District going the wrong way. Haynes and the chain of handballs there working well with Harry Dwyer. And the umpire says, no, that's out of play. Let's throw it in. Attacking in for Payneham. And just going to head down to the boundary for Lockie Gould.
Yeah, just having a look there. Matty Nunn, he's just bleeding from the nose, so pretty stock standard. He'll be back out on the ground very quickly.
You know where he needs to go, don't you, Adam? Schnozzer Warehouse. Make your face grass. Yes, he'll be fine. Okay, he's a tough one, Matty Nunn. Mother soul there against McKay, I think it might have been. Tap one down. Quick tackle by Ant Gia on his Port District opponent. That was, of course, Miller Carter. We'll have a secondary ball up here.
Getting into late in the quarter here, Tommy. Port District's into the breeze. We want to keep this one goal as it goes to the top of the square. I think Viney with the wrestle and just dropped the pud. He'll be disappointed with that. He had,
did all the hard work.
Did all the hard work, protected the drop zone. Would have been an easy snap for him. Port Districts has defended pretty well thus far going into the breeze.
McKay, Sam Gray. He'd be happier coach at the moment, Adam.
I think Coach Ramsey would be pretty happy. They've looked half more dangerous inside 50, haven't they, going into the breeze than they did last week?
It's a bit like a cricket terminology. Wait till everyone's batted on the pitch before you make your decision.
Yeah, that's a fair call as well.
Wait till half time, but yeah. And trying to wrestle through there was playing a play. Ends up in the hands of Ant Giannini. Inside out, reverse barrel. This could keep bouncing and bouncing, but Davidson, very clever. Looks for Haynes. Haynes goes down the line. It's all Payneham again. Oh, one-hander! Giannini and those three midfielders for Payneham. None a bit quiet, but the other two certainly getting plenty of it. Catalano, quick kick.
Clever.
Does, yeah. Didn't have time. There's Nunn. Just,
back on the ground.
Yeah, when you
quickly.
say Nunn's just been a bit quiet, well, this could turn into a very effective quarter if he can put one on the scoreboard. And a player his quality, a Nord star.
And this is a big goal, Tommy. So 4 goals to 2 is a good start, isn't it? Port Districts have defended well. Payneham have taken their chances. I'm impressed with Catalano, Tommy.
Yeah,
like even then, just the little 15-metre kick to Nunn. Every time he gets it, something good happens for his team, doesn't it?
I think Nash Haynes just got one in the old bread basket. Might be coming off for a spell, but it's Matty Nunn from 35 to 40 metres out, going with the breeze. He'll need to aim at the right post here, and the breeze should bring it back. Too far left, I'd suggest. Yes, it is too far left. As we get the Bronx cheers from the Port fans, it's hard to know who's barracking for who, both teams being heavily black and white. Yeah.
That's just the ball dropping that, Tommy, on a windy day. You've just got to really do the Tony Lockett and put the ball on your foot. That ball's just dragged and hit the instep. Bad luck to Nunn. They'll be looking to create a turnover and get one back.
More black and white than a convent here, and they'll go quickly. Haynes finds Carter. They've been using Carter a fair bit to come out. Again, this is where they need to find that connection coming out. We're long down the line to a massive pack of players. The wind might just take it, and the wind does just take it. And Jackson Martin, he'll roll round on his right here. Get it in quick, son. 25-minute mark. He does. Dangerous position now. Viney probably in the best position, but it's Wagner with those long arms, those tentacles. Quick tackle applied on the Port District player.
Tackle.
Yep.
Port District.
He's still got his arm around his chin, so I'd suggest that one was probably there. Just let him up, please, would you? Thanks, young Grantley.
He's had a pretty good start, Haynes, hasn't he? Just a steady head
Yep.
on the full-back line so far for Port Districts. He'll look for a short pass if he can.
He's
Has
good
to go
tailed
long.
him and he's gone along. This could float out of bounds as well. No, just stays in. And Payneham at ground level should have probably had the numbers, but they apply the tackle there on Alex Dienhoff. Been reasonably quiet so far.
It's that fine line on windy days, isn't it, Tommy? You're looking for that long exit kick to be wide so you can get a
Yeah.
stoppage, but it can so often float out of bounds on the full as well.
And Lysette, nice palm down to Gray. Gray to Carpenter. Carpenter will go inboard. He needs to be quick. He releases the hands, but the umpire was blindsided, so he's always going to pay that once you take a player on. Well, that's very polite of him to give the ball back. I wouldn't have. Giannini now. Long to a pack of about 8. Viney. Davidson with the big spoil. Ferns down to Haynes. Haynes might have been taken. Wagner on the left. They're tough from there as a left footer. From the Tommy Javor pocket, and he just kicks it across the face of goal for a minor score.
Almost an impossible angle there, isn't it?
When you're running away from it, yeah, you've got to hit it perfectly.
But he's a player that's capable of it, isn't he? They're just peppering away here, Payneham, but just haven't been able to kick that one more goal, which would give them a neat little buffer at quarter time. Port District's just, they've gone into defensive mode here.
Yep.
They'll go long and wide to Lysette here. They just want to soak up some time and they want to hear a siren, Tommy.
Well, they'll know how long's left. These Div 1 teams have all that sort of technology. Haynes very conservative, but I think in the next quarter you'll see him run, break lines and bang it right down. But they don't have those big targets. We did mention that. And they do go long down the line. Port District player will fly uncontested in the end. A good mark there. That was, of course, Liam Modistach. Modistach goes long.
Might be a chance for a little late score themselves here, Tommy. Long inside 50. Let's see what Lysette
2
can
on 2.
do.
Yep.
Great front and centre.
Yep. Good positioning there by the Port District player. They come flying through. Quick kick. And it'll be caught out there by Blake Dobson. Dobson goes around the corner. You can just see the breeze. Definitely taking the ball, but in best position back there was Sam McKay. They clean it up through a chain of hands there. 1, 2, 3 handballs. But that last one misses, and the umpire says...
Is that a last touch, is it,
No,
Tommy?
he said it was touched. So that's maybe why it missed. A little smother, brother.
It was a good transition from Port Districts, wasn't it? I thought they were going to go into defensive mode, but they got the ball in deep. Scotty Lysette just couldn't quite clunk that mark. Would have been interesting to see his set shot into the breeze as we get late in this first quarter.
Well done, Haynes. Haynes just stopping the players from pushing through. They were out then. Probably going to be a goal if Haynes doesn't intercept that ball there. Awkward kick right between the two players. Spence leading in the race to it. They push it down. None. And the umpire says, no, Nunny, give it to me. You dropped it. I'm having none of that. That's the last none pun I'll make today. Under a minute to go. We just heard from the timekeeper. Neither team would want to concede here. Payneham would be looking to push through with this breeze. One more crack at it. Arm around Lysette's neck. The umpire off the play could see it. That was Andrew Crosby. And that was there. Quick handball to Haynes. They need to be awake of that. You hear good boy Joey from the Port supporters. Long down the line. That's where Port will want it.
That should be enough now, Tommy, for Port Districts to just hang on and not concede that extra goal.
Yep.
They'll probably take this, a goal down, 8 points down at quarter time.
Yeah, there's no doubt there's a breeze there.
Like you said, we'll know more at half time when Port Districts get their turn.
Yep. Push there. Payneham's ball. Payneham will get one last forward foray. Probably inside 30 seconds. It's going to be Mother Soul, is it? No one's on the mark, or are they? Miller Carter might be on the mark. He needs to go long. Drive it in. He does go high and long. Wagner in best position, but coming across the Port District player. Well done there. Wagner does get it. And there is the siren. It is quarter time at Campbelltown Oval. The Division 1 Grand Prelim Final. We're here with Adam Jeffries, Tommy Javor. Just quickly, Catalano, Sparknell and Wagner, the goal kickers for Payneham, Gaffney and Dwyer for Port. We're going to take a very short break and we'll be back after these sponsorship messages.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep. Basically, since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's been really good. Like, it's the little things, you know? Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again.
It's usually me. My HEX debt doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
You belong in blue. Apply for a career with South Australia Police.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's fantastic to have your company right here, groundside. I've just been in the huddles. It's going to be absolutely fantastic for the rest of this game. It was very interesting sitting over at the Port District side. They believe they have to find more targets, but they also think they've got more levels to rise in this game. They think they've had a solid start, but they think they can go even better. It was very interesting over at Payneham as well. On transition, they believe they are undefendable at the minute. We mentioned it pre-game, but they are absolutely blistering when they get that ball in transition. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lockie. Beautifully done there. And better players for you in that quarter, please, Mr. Jeffries.
Oh, I'm again turning into a bit of a fan of his. I'm impressed with Spence.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah.
With you, okay? They all run one way.
Yeah, they've just been solid across the board again. Like I said, it was a bit of I'll call it a scrappy quarter of footy, Tommy. There wasn't a lot of beautiful end-to-end play. There's not going to be today. 4 of the 5 goals all came from turnovers. But yeah, Payneham had a solid start, albeit they did have the breeze at their back and they only have an 8-point lead. Port District's a little bit more dangerous going inside 50, didn't they? Sam Gray started well. He's read a lot of the ruck taps. Lyset's dominant, but because he can't grab the ball and kick it, Tommy, like I said, they just don't get any real dominance out of it. But Lyset's looked strong in the ruck contest. Sam Gray, I think, had plenty of kicks, and I thought Haynes as well. I thought he was a bit quiet last week, Haynes, before he got injured as well, but he's looked steady at half-back. Like you said, now can his weapon, can he run and deliver the ball inside 50 rather than getting a lot of kicks in the deep defensive line?
Yeah, interesting to note. It's business as usual for Payneham. Mothersole, Spence, Giannini of the Ant variety, and none for Port District. Carpenter's gone in there with Sam Gray. Scotty Lysettle probably trying to get that palm down. And then the last one is Mitch Gaffney is in there. So, yeah, trying a few different things in the midfield, Port. And this quarter is going to tell a big tale on what's going to happen in this game. Of course, Adam Jeffries, you tipped Port. Lockie tipped Payneham, and I went Payneham by a dog's breath. As the start of the second quarter, Lyset does take it out the right. Quick left foot with the breeze. He'll be able to use that a lot better. Gets about 45 on it. Good spoil there by Payneham. But at ground level, Port leading in the race. Payneham with a nest of Falcons around the ball. And taking the ball there was Blake Dobson. He's quickly tackled. And we'll have a ball up.
Back to those ruck contests, Tom. You saw last week West jump really early into Lyset. I think the young ruckman for Payneham needs to look at doing that again. Just get a bit up early. He's got to put some pressure on Lyset at that centre bounce in particular.
McKenzie looks for Rahui. He leads in the race the ball, but Sharrett outpoints him. Big left-handed handball. Gets into the danger area in the forward 50. I'll get those stats from you in just a minute. Niskahus goes to Don't Argue. Releases the ball. Not effectively, and Payneham should clear now. But leading in the race, good play by the Port player and the Payneham player. Again, not many missed tackles at the top end of Div 1. It's not easy to break them, and it's not easy to do the old Don't Argue.
Yeah, not a lot of time and space today here, Tommy. I can't see a let up for the whole 120 minutes.
Yep. Quick kick, looked like Gray. Straight up and down, though. Leading in the race, the ball there was McKenzie. He's tackled immediately, And what are those inside 50 stats, mate, if you haven't?
Yeah, it was 11-9 in favour of Payneham. Port District's got a lot early. Payneham peppered away late in the quarter. Payneham only took the one mark inside 50, though, for the quarter, which was Nuns.
No, he's going to shoot down to Lockie Gould's got something for us.
Yeah, you guys mentioned that tackling and that intensity. They believe over at Payneham that's going to be vital for the first 5 minutes of this second quarter.
Yeah, beautifully done there, mate. Good feedback. We appreciate that. Our intrepid reporter, the young man with a big future.
He gets right in next to the coaches as well. Lockie's almost an assistant coach
Nestles in under
there.
the bosom almost,
yeah,
doesn't
and
he?
the coaches have been great. They've given up some information. It's good to see.
I like him. I like him. Ball in here, 50 metres around from the Port District goal. Does hold up in the breeze there. Carpeney, clever. Gray supporting him at ground level, and we'll have another ball up. And Payneham won't mind. Oh, no, we won't have a ball up.
Umpire here.
Yeah. Giannini's saying, are you for serious, bro? That's against me. It was Giannini giving up the free there. And it'll be Gray. Deliberate kick. Beautiful kick. McKay, you called for it.
Yeah.
And McKay, a bigger target down there, and I like that. Gives him that avenue. Sam McKay will line up from 35 metres out.
He's a player that needs to stand up and do that a few times for them, isn't he, Tom? He's a big presence. He's sort of in the team as just to make a target as a second ruck, but he let out strongly there, didn't he, and duked it. Normally a pretty reasonable set shot from this range, although it is a windy day. Ball drop crucial. He's kicked that through.
Beautifully done.
Well done to McKay. That's big for Port Districts. They were unable to do that at all last week.
It's a 2-point ball game here at Campbelltown Oval. Of course, we didn't mention it too much, but in Div 2 through to Div 6, we've got grand finals.
Yeah, big day in the Adelaide Footy League, isn't it, Tommy?
Yes, of course, newly promoted Salisbury North and Ross Trevor, as in for 2025 Division 1, are facing off at Coopers Stadium, and that is a big game.
Yeah, that is good luck to all the teams playing in the grand finals. And here in the preliminary final for Division 1 with the grand final next week, we have a 2-point ball game.
Yep. Lockie Gould down at the boundary, please.
Just interesting down here. I was listening to the Payneham coaching stuff, and they believe that Josh, the Mothersole, should have been drifting across to stop that mark forward.
Yeah, get in the hole, son. Take what's coming. But he makes up for it this time. Quick clearance. Shades of big Westie there. Dances through. Payneham get their first forward 50 entry for the quarter. Rides him, does Cooper Gaffney, and that's how the umpire saw it as well. Put a bit of a saddle on him there. And that's Viney getting up at the bottom. Now, he's a powerful lad.
He can kick this, Tommy, 45 into the breeze.
Yeah, it's still fresh. All that fartlek training will be kicking in now from earlier this year that they do.
Oh, he would have done a lot, Viney. He's not going to have big touches, is he, Viney? He's not going to have high disposal games. He needs to have impact.
10 touches and 2 goals would be a great job.
This is his chance here.
Yeah. Directly in front, crosses the 50, so we'll kick from 45. It's a bit high, so it's probably going to hold up, and it just pushes across. Does it? No, it's marked. It looks like it might be Scott Lysette. Is it? Umpire says that's fine. He'll kick it with his left. He'll give it to Haynes. Come on, Payneham. Need to be awake to that. And then Haynes will go bang, 65 metres. Huge kick there from Joey Haynes, and that gets Port out, but working back beautifully was the Payneham player. That was Scrimmer of the Sam variety. Kicks an awkward left foot kick, and Port District 1-on-4, but they've got the ball and they'll keep working. Ferns, no Wagner, Spinneroony, left foot kick, but Lysette dropping back. He'll look for the handball. More predictable than a Saturday night glass of wine for Adam Jeffries. Farmers Leap, of course. Down the line, Millicata.
Game's just starting to open up a little bit, isn't it? Scotty Lysette's done the right thing, just plonked himself in the defensive 50s. We see the Port Districts go to half forward, McKay presenting.
Yep.
Ball on the ground. There should be a way here. It's Sam Gray, the right man to have it. Kick inside 50. Great pick up there.
Carpeney
should kick this on his left. Ball's going to drift down, but just for the point. He'd love to have that again.
That's terrible, really. He was a very good league footballer, Kenny Carpeney. I think you probably know it, mate. We should have his time again.
He's had 3 or 4 chances today to really burst free, hasn't he? But he looks dangerous. He's getting the ball in his hands in good areas of the ground for Port Districts.
Yeah.
Carpeney just needs to finish his work. Good attacking foray on that occasion.
You see Mackenzie, the architect, just a nice little left one. Chainer kicks there from Payneham, gets to Ant Giannini. So often he's involved in these, Ant Giannini. Quick handball, they create run through none. That rhymes. This way, that way. He tends to always get out of traffic and does that well. Or going before he had it was Dobson, and the pressure will come. He's in strife here.
crouching up high,
Oh,
probably the right decision there, Tommy. He did just sit on it, didn't he, hoping.
Umpire's body language tells the tale a lot of the time.
He's made a couple of errors, Giannini, in the defensive 50 as well, Tommy, hasn't he? He doesn't need to give that handball to none.
Oh, McKay doesn't quite get there, but it was out on the full there. Sorry, Adam.
Sorry, back to that area. Giannini does have to give the handball to none in that area of the ground. As soon as you handball from a mark or a free kick, you just invite pressure, Tommy, and that's exactly what happened on that occasion.
Long kick. It'll hold up in the breeze. Still goes to about 55 out. Good mark there. Might have been Cooper Gaffney, was it? No, it was Louis Sharrod.
Peppering away here, Tommy. Port Districts are 6 inside 50.
They look better with
up.
McKay down there, don't they?
Yes. Got to
Inside
present
ball.
again.
Danger zone, but working back beautifully there with Scrimmer. Does a great job. And I'll tell you who's got the big roll down there now is the Mac Daddy, Mac Haynes, on McKay. Because it looks like they're going to go through him a fair bit.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed there, Port Districts, not to get a contest there and get a crumb at the top of the square.
Dangerous kick to Nye, but none will get him out of trouble here. Stays strong in the hips, stays up. Dobson chopped off though. Beautiful play there. That was Carter. Carter flying shot. The Rees will take this one, but it won't take it anywhere but out on the fall in the 7-minute mark of the second quarter. It's all Port Districts.
Yeah, it is, Tommy. They're peppering away and their forwards are putting on great pressure, aren't they? Payneham are looking to switch the ball, use their hand and run. They might just need a relieving long kick to a tall forward soon. Jackson Martin's the man who can clear for them.
Yeah. Looks confident running with the ball. Beautiful looking kick and effective as well down the line. Good tackle there by Minavini. Tough like the old man, no doubt.
Kostancic hasn't been able to get involved yet, has he, today, Tommy? He's not playing that deep forward role. He's playing just a traditional small forward role, which can be tough on occasion.
Yeah. But you think he'll get his moment, and he's just going to take it when it comes. Port get their moment right now. Quick chain of hands there. That was Deinhoff. They work it through. Matty Rose. Haven't called his name too many times, though. Here's Gray. He's dangerous. He pushes it through the Batman. Where is the Batman? He's right there. Releases the hands cleverly. They just don't get that last handball out. This way, that away. Sam Gray around the body. Nothing doing, and he's getting Sam Gray getting a spray from Harry Dwyer. Wasn't happy. Probably felt like rather than the U-turn, could have given the hands, but
just look dangerous again at ground level, don't they, Port Districts? 7 inside 50s to 2 so far this quarter, Tommy. So they're peppering aid, but you need to take your chances as well, don't you? They'll need to score a goal from their entries coming up soon to just put Payneham under some genuine pressure.
Yep.
As we're losing time here with the ball's gone missing out the back. Here we go.
We don't actually lose time in the eighth.
No,
I know what you mean.
Good. We'll have a long quarter, Tommy. Love it. Had a 36-minute last quarter last night at the ground. Yep. Just kept going.
It's a close game. Mackenzie take his 10 and go long. It's to about 60 out. Port District probably in best position. They spoil at ground level. Leading in the race, the ball was Jack Gaffney. And we'll have a ball in 55 metres, maybe 60 metres around from the Port District goal. It's a beautiful surface and a beautiful oval, isn't it, Adam?
How good's the surface out here looking at the Taj Mahal? Looks fantastic here at Campbelltown.
Yeah. Of course, the old one conveniently burnt down just before they were about to build this one, but we'll leave that alone. No comment, Adam?
No comment. The old insurance job.
That was a comment, Adam. We are joking if anyone's listening from SGIC or whatever. It's a joke.
I did leave our banged up old work car out the front of the office this weekend as well, if anyone's got insurance on that.
Okay, down the boundary for Lockie Gould. Save us, Lockie. Like us or the coaches? Oh, okay.
I thought Matt Nunn was having a dig at how we were commentating. Good ears. What Matt Nuns was saying there, so as a coach, Tommy, you've asked me a few times, you've got to try and remain calm and not commentate the game and give information to the bench players, not commentary.
Yep.
And that's what Matty Nunn's referring to there. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He needs to be told he wants some data or he wants some feedback.
Yeah.
He doesn't want
constructive.
We're going well, mate.
Repeat ball ups here. So beautifully done by Lockie Gould as well. Just it's great to have Lockie on the boundary, back and forth, bouncing back and forth.
He is actually sitting in with the Payneham coaches, I believe, to hear that. So that's good stuff.
Yep. Just a bit of a flat spot here for had repeat ball ups here, but coming out, flying out was Sharrod. Might have been held. They certainly appeal for it. Flying shot on the right. That's an absolute beauty. That's Alex Deinhoff making his moment count. Port District take a lead for the first time today, apart from an early point.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed they're paying, and that's a breakdown in the defensive 50 stoppage. You've got to stay goal side and have a sweeper. Louis Sharrod was the one that got through, wasn't he? Created that path for Deinhoff. They deserve that goal, Port Districts. That's 8 inside 50s to 2 this quarter. They've peppered away and they've looked dangerous and they've had the ball in their front half. But you've got to take your opportunities. And that looked easy, but that's a good snap from Dinoff in the pocket.
I think we said 11 will win, and it was just a matter of where they're going to come from. Well, Port have had 4 different goal kickers. Batman's still yet to, he's down as the deepest forward in the cage at the moment. So they've found some avenues, and Scott Lysett's a big reason for it. He's been very good. Again, wins the tap down, bobbles around like a cork in the ocean, and he's tackled strongly by young Fred Campbell. The old man never laid a tackle like that. Shout out to Fred Senior. And a good mark taken there by Scrimmer. He goes to Dobson. Dobson makes it a tough gig there for Catalano, was it? It was Altamore. But they keep possession. That's Catalano going long. Wagner might have been held. Spence falls over. Ball bobbles around at ground level. Quick play. Hodges on his left. And there's a free kick downfield. So that's happened right in front of the coach's box. That's against,
I think that's against
Matty Rose. And he's given a free kick where the ball is literally, quite literally, 85 metres away.
That is a huge penalty, isn't it, Tom?
Well, it's where that ball landed. Sorry, Adam, but yeah.
Yeah, where Rose and that having a scrap behind the ball. Payneham just happened to have the ball 20 metres out from goal, and you get a free kick where the ball lands. So not sure who's going to get the set shot here. Is it Spence was keen on it?
I would have been keen on it from there as well.
But it looks like Kristanzic's going to have his moment. And that's all you need sometimes as a small forward, Tom.
This will fire him up, yep.
Yeah, a little bit of luck.
He kicks punches in bunches as well. The boy can go back to back pretty quick.
Big penalty there for a little minor skirmish off the ball.
Payneham supporters that say have been doing it all day. It was right there. And Kristanci, beautiful kick. Takes the breeze out the equation by punching that ball hard, and he kicks his first. And interestingly enough, we've had 8 different goal scorers today, Adam Jeffrey.
Yeah, good for Kristancic's confidence. We haven't called him a lot today. But like I said, small forwards aren't going to have big numbers in days like today, are they? They just need to take their moments. So he gets a lucky free kick. Payneham will take that luck there. It's unlike Matt Rose. He's normally a pretty cool customer, isn't he? Rose, he's not a guy that gets involved in a little skirmish off the ball. But yeah,
he's still having a chat with the umpire. You're not going to win that argument, Matty. So I got to be honest, I didn't actually see what happened.
I don't think any of us did, but we saw what the umpire paid it for. But yeah, big penalty, big goal for Payneham against the Tide, who were under the pump the previous 10 minutes. Lycett
jumps early, takes possession, does the dance step and kicks long with the left. High, McKay flies. No, sorry, it's not McKay, it was Carter. Played for North Adelaide this year, Tommy Carter. This way, that away. That is Gaffney of the Jack variety. Gives it back to Carter. Carter gives it back from whence it came. Strong tackle, and you can't help but admiring the tackling of both teams. The intensity is a tough game of footy as Jack Gaffney gets up.
You called it, Tommy. Not a lot of missed tackles today, have there?
No.
They stand out when you see them. We haven't seen many.
Hodges takes it out the ruck, gives the handball. Might have been Campbell. Down the line, quick kick. The spoil gets another 30 metres. Here's Spence. He's been quieter this quarter, but he's clever. Only needs a couple of touches to hurt you. And nice pick up there. Clean pick up off the ground. That was beautiful. Great fundamentals there. He made the play, and he got the free kick because he made the play. He's after the 25. Around. Cameraman just got lost for a moment there. Come on, Elias. But we've got a ball up there in front of some pretty vocal supporters, and it's great to see supporters all the way around the ground. Big, thick mobs of them, not so much at that section of the ground, but both teams really out supporting. We mentioned it earlier, it's not a good day for Port District so far, going down in the C grade and the reserves, but they'll be super keen to get this one. Adam Jeffries.
As we see another repeat stoppage inside 50 for Payneham. Quick snap, not sure who that was, but that's going to drift out of bounds on the full.
Catalano's not happy it wasn't centred, and probably rightly so. They go quickly.
It's an attacking kick.
Way too much space. Nash Haynes, and he goes quickly. 2 kicks straight down to the Batman. He could just about roll this through with the breeze behind him. He does. He puts it in front of his player, but he's just hooked it a little bit. And, well, that's out of play. That'll be a free kick to Payneham for last possession. I actually didn't mind what he tried there, though. It was on.
Yeah, the right idea. The ball's going to carry and bounce on the hard surface, isn't it? Just got to aim it almost between the right-hand point post and goal post. It's going to drift back severely Bit of a breakdown there for Payneham there, though, wasn't it? There was a free kick in the back pocket, and they were able to just carve them up right through the centre.
Shades of James Colias with that kick. Oh, it was awful. Hello, James.
Payneham people letting Big Scott Lewsett know about it, but you know what? He's shown a lot of courage being out there as well, Tommy. It's not fun playing football on one leg, is it?
One of the better players on the ground at the moment as well. So, yeah, wouldn't go too early if I was Payneham. This is not a great spot to have the ball with this breeze, right into his face. But he'll go long. Again, the breeze will hold this up and keep it just outside the 50. High flyer. Oh, freaking flyer, but coming inboard. Altamore, he's been all right. Left foot, he's got a player out loose, and then he's got another one over the back if he rolls. Giannini, he's got out the back Kristantic, and he's quick. Can he take the mark? Oh, he drops what he should have taken. Oh, he regret that one. There's just a little bit of batties missed from last week in that second quarter where he dropped that mark on 50. It's just a bit of that about it, and hopefully for Payneham it doesn't have the same impact.
Yeah, that would have been a crucial rebound as well, because again, Payneham have been under the pump, but just got the quick transition. Stancic would like to have that back, but he'll be okay. He'll get back into it.
Lysette on the left. Jackson Martin smothers it with his legs. Both players grabbing each other. Well done there. Good play. Here's Gray. He's clever. Inside, outside. And he gives the hands. Here's Sharrod. And the umpire says, holding the ball. And this will be 50. He kicks it. No, he doesn't kick it. Good awareness there. You don't want to... That was Louis Sharrod.
Easy up here, Tommy. I'm sure Sam Gray could have kicked the goal. He looked to be unselfish. A little bit unlucky, though. It looked like he did get the handball away. I think that was
very unlucky, mate.
And well done to Sam Gray. Not remonstrating. You don't want to give away a 25-metre penalty.
Oh, he'd be remonstrating, mate. We can't hear what he's saying. Yeah. He'd give us some feedback. Oh, I'll tell you what.
Like a cork in the ocean there, Tommy.
Matty Rose just fell over nothing. All right, quick play here. Kristantic again. He's just caught a little bit of fire, hasn't he? But Cooper Gaffney, what a beautiful mover he is. To Niskahus. Niskahus back to Gaffney. Watch this kick. Oh, good strong play there by Payneham. Here's Sam Gray. Flies, keeps his feet, releases the handball. And giving it up there, and he just scored over the Mac Daddy. Mackie Haynes will have scored it over the line. Received the handball from Harry Dwyer, funnily enough. Harry Dwyer's got the old 80s mullet flying there. Shades of Jeff Clark, former Payneham full forward.
There's a good mullet, isn't it?
There's a bit happening. Party on top, business down back, something like that. What do they say? Anyway, quick kick. Carpenter this way, that way. Same spot as he missed from before. Goes out wide again. Just that skill error.
That last touch as well.
Yeah, it's costly, isn't it?
Yeah, he just looks like... He looks dangerous though, Carpenter, doesn't he? Like
I
said, he hasn't finished his work yet today, but he is looking dangerous at half forward for Port Districts.
Matty Nutty, not 15. Oh, gives it back to Giannini. Pressure just pushes him out the way, Matty Nunn. But well done, staying in the contest. They're out now. Here's Milikata, snaps with his right. What will the breeze do for this? Not enough, I'd say. And it's out of bounds on the full. And there's been plenty of those for Port.
See, Scott Lysette's going to come to the bench for a quick breather.
Yeah, he does this at the 20-minute mark of each quarter. And you'd have to say Payneham have held firm when it looked like Port were coming. Of course, scores are level.
13 inside 50s for Port Districts this quarter, so they've had to do a lot of defending, haven't they, Tommy? But only conceded the 2 goals so far.
And we'll cross to Richie Benno for how many goals this quarter? It's cheer goals, cheer. Thanks, Richie. Adam Jeffries told me to do some 12th man today, so apologies if you don't like it.
That was marvellous.
Yeah. All right. Quick, nice, we've worked it out well here through, and the umpire calls play on off the Nye kick. Nye will come back to Dobson, the blonde bombshell, and he will find Johnny Giannini. Quick kick. Dobson stays, and it's all Port here though. They've got the numbers, just gets a hand in. The play there was Dwyer, was it? Dwyer kicks it to that man, Batman. The Port people have told me to call him Fat Man, but I'm not going to do that because that's just rude. And most importantly, he needs to be the man right now, kicking from 30 metres out. This is what he's in the team to do, and he's normally a beautiful shot for goal.
Dare I say, Tommy, I think Payneham have just mucked around with the footy a little bit at half-back, haven't they?
Yep.
You know, it's easy to say up here, but they've invited a lot of pressure. That was always going to come, wasn't it? But a big shot on goal here for Batty.
He'll line up from about 30 to 35 metres out. Nice deliberate approach. Just hangs out to the right, does he? No, it's snuck in, I believe. They're celebrating. That's Batty's first. It's Port District's fifth, and they take a 6-point lead courtesy of that kick. What stats have you got for me, please, Adam Jeffries?
Yeah, I've got 14 inside 50s to 5 for the quarter, Tommy. So Port Districts have owned the ball. It's 3-1 now. So it's a big, 6 or 7 minutes to finish this quarter. Port Districts have certainly looked dangerous. Looked easy, but that's a good set shot from Batty, 30, 35 metres on a windy day. Like I said, I think that Payneham have just overused the ball a little bit at half back if they had their time again, but once again, it's easy to say that up here. Ball back to the centre. Port District's second ruckman in here with Lyset on the bench.
Just check the time, mate. 4 minutes to go in this one. So, again, still time for Port District to use this breeze, Adam.
Yeah,
but
if they can get one more, 4-goal to 1 quarter, 2-goal buffer, they'll take that.
It's interesting. I think both coaches would take this at the moment. Premiership quarter, of course, coming up. Just to throw in a cliche, Carpenny goes in.
Payneham have come home with a wet sail in the second half. First 2 finals as well.
Can they do that going into the breeze, though, if the breeze stays up? And if you look at the flags over by our wonderful West End, I know we're not sponsored by West End.
Still going to that left of screen.
Yeah, we'll just go with that. Quick play, good play. Oh, good smother there coming up was Scrimmer. Good smother there was on Jack Gaffney. They keep following up. Oh, nice release handball there to Dwyer. That's a good looking ball, and he's off. Off and running Dobson. Dobson down the wing. Finds Sparknell. And he just fumbles it over the line, and we'll have it all up, and Payneham will be happy with that exit. One thing they haven't been able to do is what they did last week, Glenunga did to Port last week, able to execute and go from D50 Well, I think you called the stat they had 4 goals at one point from kickouts.
That certainly hasn't happened today, has it? It's just been front half turnovers have led to scores with the blustery conditions and the added pressure.
We'll have a secondary ball up, or is he swarming? Is he swarming? He is swarming! I didn't even know whose that ball was, but okay.
Just one of those ones that
don't get caught in the bottom anymore. It used to be courageous to dive in and get on the ball, but now...
That's a good point though, Tommy. You actually have to teach players not to do that so much these days.
Yep.
As we see there again, Payneham going short and the ball will be intercepted and rebounded back. Haynes, who's had a lot of the ball, hasn't he, Tommy?
Yep.
He's been a prime mover. He's keen on a pair of thongs at the end of the game, maybe. It's been one of his better games as he's got Carpenty out wide.
Well done. Backing back there was Mackenzie, and he just caused the spillage there.
I would have gone to the top of the square then. He wasn't aware of the clock as we have half-time. Tommy Javor.
Yes, we've had 9 individual goal scorers. Gaffney, Dwyer, McKay, Donoff and Batty for Port. For PNU, Catalano, Sparkno, Wagner and Christansig. It's been an absolute treat, and we hope the second half brings you just as much action. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back after half-time.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep. Basically, since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's been really good. Like, it's the little things, you know? Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again.
It's usually me. My HECS debt doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
You belong in blue. Apply for a career with South Australia Police.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here. We've managed to track down a very special guest. Abe Davis, you've just been hanging out today, waiting to see who you're going to play next week. What are your thoughts on the game so far?
Yeah, just lurking around and scouting out the two teams. No, it's been a really good contest so far. Districts look like they probably want to play a little bit more of that stoppage and in tight game, and you can see how damaging Payneham can be when they get out and transition. So yeah, the second half's going to be really interesting here, but it's been a good game to watch so far.
Of course, your guys' season, you've been absolutely phenomenal, 16-1. Just what was the key to that, really?
I think Nate's ability to, he really did set up a game plan around the team we had, and he brought in guys that was really going to complement that. I mean, considering that last year, I think we went 16-2, this year we go 17-1, so we're not in too dissimilar position to what we were last year, but his ability to coach a game plan and get the best out of everyone, I think is probably why we're in the position that we're in.
And did you even imagine at the start of the year something like this was possible?
We knew. Look, certainly not. We looking at the list as they came out and the recruits and stuff that came through. Obviously, Port Districts look like certainly the side to beat, and with teams like Payneham and Golden Grove coming up, Shock making the improvements that they made, you're not really sure. You give yourself a chance. Obviously, as the year started to pan out, we realised that we'd probably put ourselves in the box seat. But nah, start of the year, we just wanted to give ourselves a chance and put ourselves in a position to finish just top 3 to get that second chance. But to finish top was pretty handy.
And what does the rest of the week look like for you guys as you lead up to what's going to be a massive day at Cooper Stadium next Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, we've got through. We had a pretty full-on training session this morning. Obviously, these guys are going to get the run around now, and we will have only played the 2 games in a month, so we needed to get K's in the legs, and nice to avoid the hits and stuff, but stay mentally sharp and get the K's in, and then it'll pretty much just go to a normal week for us leading through. We'll get a pretty good session in on Tuesday. Thursday we'll go through some review and get some light stuff in, and pretty much just start prepping for Saturday.
Do you get nervous ahead of a massive game like this, or is it just business as usual for your excellent self?
No, I'm pretty lucky that I don't tend to get nervous. I'm a big believer in that the work gets done during the week, and yeah, that 2 hours on a Saturday is, especially this Saturday coming, is what we've been preparing all year for, and especially for us, the club feels like it's been a couple of years coming now. So yeah, that 2 hours on a Saturday is the fun part. So yeah, you get through the week, and that's the bit that I enjoy the most.
Obviously, we're not here for individual honours, but you did win one during last week. The Keithson medals, what does it mean to win that again?
Yeah, I didn't realise just how special it was until a couple of people had told me after the fact. But yeah, I think it's it's something that I'm super proud of, and it's really special to win. In saying that, though, it is a funny one, because at the end of the day, it's an individual award while we play a team sport, and I'm certainly not getting that award without all the teammates around me, without Westy putting the ball down my throat, all the mids doing their thing for me. So yeah, it is a bit of a funny one, and I can promise you, I'd be much happier getting a premiership medal put around my neck than that one.
Well, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. We'll cut back now to some ads. Thank you very much, Abe, for coming on. Really hope you enjoy it, and massive, massive luck for next week.
welcome back here to Campbelltown Oval. It's Tommy Javor joined by Adam Jeffries, and what was a thrilling first half. It is Port District leading by 8 points, 5-6 plays, 4-4. Meanwhile, at the Temple of Doom, over at Cooper's Stadium, it is the Ross Trevor Rocks, where we are today, at Campbelltown, of course, 5-1-31, and Salisbury North 3-6, I should say 24. 7 points the difference. Adam, give us your thoughts on the first half of football, please, sir.
Yeah, it was really a Port District's half, Tommy. You know, looking at just some quick numbers here, 25 inside 50s to 17 for the half, 7 marks inside 50 to 1 to Port District's, 7 centre bounce clearances to 2. So for mine, they were the dominant team, but Payneham are only 8 points behind, and we've seen them just battle away in first halves and then just be close enough to strike. So let's not lie, though, Tommy. That breeze is still relatively significant. This is a big quarter coming up for Payneham, isn't it? They would want to have a 1 or 2 goal lead at 3/4 time.
Let me just dip into my big bag of cliches, mate. It's premiership quarter time, and they need to flick the switch because I think I just had a chat with the Payneham president, Marty Smith, who... So how he keeps his hair that straight, I don't know, but he does. We both sort of agreed. We think that Payneham probably need to kick 5 goals this quarter to win this game of footy. Or to put them...
But only 8 points the difference. Anything can happen.
Just a few scores from around the ground. Of course, it is grand final day in many divisions, and I've got a Div 4 score. An inaccurate Westminster 1 goal 6. Kilburn 5 goals 1.
Getting some windy, low-scoring grand finals around by the looks of it, Tommy. Windy days, a lot of pressure in grand finals.
Yes, and as we mentioned, it was Ross Trevor leading Salisbury North just before half-time by 7 points. Again, accurate Ross Trevor, inaccurate Salisbury North. Could that be the difference? Time will certainly tell.
Do we have a Division 3 scoreline, Tommy Javor?
We
Mighty
don't.
Henley Sharks playing Lockleys in the triple header today.
I'll get my producer Hugo onto it, and he will...
Our intrepid producer.
Intrepid. I had to Google that the other day to make sure, because I keep calling Lockie our intrepid reporters. I better make sure I'm calling him the right thing here.
Great work by Lockie at halftime, speaking to Abe Davis.
Yep.
Obviously, the Glenunga boys would be here having a bit of a look, wouldn't they, Tommy, seeing what's going on for next week?
They sure would. That's Henley on that side, is it? Adam Jeffries, you'd be happy to hear, I think it's 4 straight goals to Henley. Oh, sorry, it's 4 goals 6. That's 4 goals 6-30. And Lockleys, 5 behinds.
There you go. So it's a windy day around Adelaide, Tommy. You can see by a lot of those score lines, low scoring, inaccurate games, and you just got to take your chances, don't you?
Yes. Big shout out to Jack Ginnivan. Hope you're having a good day. Sorry, mate, couldn't help myself. And I reckon there'll be another good one on tonight. But the best game of footy you're going to have is right here at Campbelltown Oval. Third quarter, Payneham going with the breeze.
Do they need to change something, Tommy, with Payneham? Like, they do like to overuse the ball across half-back. They do have some weapons inside 50. Do they just need to get it in there a little bit more on occasion?
I think they do, mate, especially in this quarter. Look, you can't...
Sounds simplistic, doesn't it?
Yeah,
just
you can't
get
look
it
for
in
the
there.
$1 million ball. Yeah. You know, sometimes the dirty ball or the chaos ball or whatever vernacular you want to use.
Because Wagner just needs a one-on-one, doesn't he? He doesn't care if it's in the air, on the ground. He just wants the ball inside 50 and a one-on-one, and something will happen. So, yeah, for mine, I'm interested to see if they just go a little bit longer and stronger this quarter, not just because of the breeze at their back, just they don't want to turn the ball over in dangerous positions, Tommy. That's what it's about as well. It's a defensive and an attacking mechanism.
Jeremy Cheney, very measured. We're just having a look at him come off the ground. What are we going through his mind right now?
Oh, look, he knows this is a big quarter. And he would have had half-time's great for coaches because you can just sort of relax, pour over some stats, give some feedback. You know, the game goes so quick in the commentary box. It goes so quick in the coach's box, Tommy. It's helter-skelter, a million things happening, and then you come in at half-time, you're 8 points down. But again, there'll be no panic. He's a measured coach, and they were further than this down last week, Tommy, and overran Sacred Heart. So he'll be backing that in. but they need to execute with the ball in hand when they can.
Let's have a look at the midfield matchups for Port. It's Lysette, Gray, Kenny Carpeney and Mitch Gaffney. For Payneham, well, business as usual. Mothersole, Nunn, Spence and Giannini of the Ant variety. As we see Spence go to Gray, and that's probably the matchup that could decide this game.
It looks like Kristanzik is going down to the deep forward role this quarter, Tommy. He just got involved, didn't really touch it for the first 40 minutes. Now he's got a chance.
Yep, jumps over him. Spence with the first clearance to Nunn. Nunn swings around the left. They just get it in. Looks for young Campbell, Jacob Campbell. We do call him Fred, though. Ball will spill out. Campbell stays in the contest, takes possession. He's tackled. We'll have a ball up 55 metres out from the Payneham goal. So on him down there, I think, is Nash Haynes. It is. That's a crucial one. We've got Viney back down there, and they've thrown Jack Hodges deep as well. Lysette wins it. Giannini gets a quick ball. Floating back, though. Miller Carter comes across as the spare and intercepts just beautifully. He goes wide. Sam Gray's broken away, and he'll get the ball. He'll use that beautiful hands, will he? No, he comes inboard. This way, that away. Oh, it's not holding the ball. He just lost possession of it. Catalano, quick hands. He coughs it up. Horrible handball to Ferns, who intercepts. Carpeney, he can't take possession. She's not a pretty start. Campbell, Spence. Spence goes around the corner. Wagner, good attempted pick-up. Takes possession eventually. Jackson Martin goes bang with some sort of barrel-looking thing, but it's all Nash Haynes back there. Pushes across and takes a strong mark.
You can see, again, Tommy, even Sam Gray with his AFL experience, just the turnovers across half-back are really costly, aren't they? And this is where it's not just the guy with the ball in hand. The coaches need to make sure they've got good structure in front of the ball. Yep. So you've got something to kick to. That's the main thing.
Tommy Carter there. Played some reserves for North this year. Beloved Roosters.
It's a risky kick.
Oh, that's all Spence, isn't it? Oh, facing the wrong way and causing the stoppage. Umpire says nothing doing.
Might have got a free kick there.
Yeah,
Spence,
and Spence is actually saying, well, his contact. I think that's good football by the Port District player, but these days they tend to pay that.
They tend to pay it. But it was a risky kick, wasn't it, Tommy? Unusually, both teams taking a lot of risks across half-back on a windy day.
Yep. Lysette, beautiful left palm. Doing well enough there was Harry Hawkins, but it's Dobson. Dobson just goes long and wide. Port District with the numbers, though. Making a contest is Wagner. Illegally, says the umpire, and Miller Carter is the one that's just coming across, intercepting, and he's plugging that hole. He goes wide to Haynes. He goes inboard to a Port District player. I can't see who that is, sorry.
Rose.
It is Matty Rose, isn't it? Rose goes short. Looks for and finds his teammate long down the line. And good mark there, Port, in front. We've started pretty well going into the breeze. They go along with that. Scott Lysette has just been, he's just standing with his hands up going, what are you doing? So they didn't kick it to him. Viney, he'll need to fly. Viney does fly. Good mark. He'll roll inboard on his right, will he? He will. He's got, no, just the measured kick to Nunn. Nunn's 55 out. He'll hit up. Doesn't quite get to Hodges. It's a 2-on-1 though. Giannini's got a loose play. Catalano. Catalano is normally clever. Looks for Spence. It's a 3-on-1. Ground level. Nunn. Inside out kick. No, doesn't quite get the purchase on it. The umpire with a very strange running style says, have a free kick, Mr. Haynes.
Again, a little bit of overuse. I was surprised Viney didn't roll and go in deep to Kristanzik
on the
one-on-one.
Yeah,
it was a great mark by Viney. If they're going to play Kristanzik and back him in, he's so good with his body work and getting the ball over the back on the...
He also had the open side of the ground.
Yeah.
He could have just, anyway, like you say, it's
easy up here, isn't it, Tommy?
Oh, it just takes a good mark, not paid. Well done, Mother Souls. Had some good early touches. Jackson Martin measures and finds Matty Nunn. Now, to say they need this one is an understatement.
It's a bit of class from Jackson Martin that we haven't seen in the first 5 minutes from anyone here, Tommy, isn't it? But he just took that half step, looked, laced out Nunn, who had a shot from a similar spot, didn't he, in the first quarter, and he shanked it off the instep.
Yep.
Let's see if he can get that ball drop nice and close to his foot and drift it back on the breeze here.
There's another one that spent a bit of time at the Roosters in North Adelaide. But this is Matty Nunn. He'll line up from 45-degree angle. Starts it right. It stays right. Somebody nearly impales themselves on the post, and it's a minor score. Port District with a 7-point lead here. Any stats for us early in the quarter?
5 inside 50s to 0, Tommy, for Payneham. So they are peppering away, but haven't been able to hit the scoreboard as yet.
Haynes, and again, both teams using this tactic, just
it's a very
getting
deep
in it.
pocket there, Tommy, isn't it? It just keeps going.
It's almost like a rectangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are way out.
It'll be hard to score a goal from there, so you can understand why they went there. Now down the line, gets it to about 70 metres out, looking for Lysette. He comes with a big fist. Here's Nunn. He's got quick feet, this man. Jackson Martin releases. Rahui has had a very quiet day and not his best moment there. And Gaffney with precision to Lysette. He's going to handball to Gaffney. Not that time. McKenzie now. Now here's a player who can use it. The left-footed architect of Payneham. Best architect since George Costanza. But unfortunately, there's a very big man like Lysette, and he goes. Releases the handball, gives one to Catalano for good measure. Sharrod on his left, but in front is the Payneham player. Beautiful diving mark there by Scrimmer, and he'll come in board, and now it opens up. Nye looks for Wagner. Again, Port cutting across, doing well. Great defensive presence there. Might have been Tommy Carter, was it? I'll get his number when he gets up, and I'll...
It's been entertaining today, Scott Lysette, hasn't he, Tommy?
He has.
Hasn't he been entertaining? A guy playing on one leg.
Miller Carter, yeah.
He's taking a lot of marks. Port Districts, again, just no composure out of half-back at the moment.
Yep. Just wait for a stoppage here, and we're going to go down. Just 1 second, Lockie. I know Lockie's chomping at the bit to give us something, and we've got a ball up. Is he swarming? And down to the boundary rider, Lockie Gould.
Yes, guys, just got a little bit of an injury update down here. Thomas Carter's come from the ground hobbling. Looks like he's got a corky in his thigh there. They've just sprayed some magic spray on it, and he's still on the bench now.
That information would have been useful 30 seconds ago when I called him at the bottom of the pack, mate. But you're doing great work. Thank you, Lockie. Anyway, we're going to ball up, 6 repeat ball ups. Again, this is a suiting Port District, really. They just want this quarter to be and gone, and if they can maintain that lead, then they're going to go in hot favourites into that last quarter. But Payneham have been finishing games well. Been playing very good second half footy. That's Dobson goes along. Again, Carter leading in the race to the ball. Here's Wagner on his left. Looks inboard, looks for Mother Soul. Over his head, but his fellow ruckman, Jackie Hodges, takes a very timely mark. And once again, Payneham must convert or this game will slip away from them.
Good play by Wagner, isn't it? He's just
clever.
Such a good ground level player for a man of his height.
Yep.
Big shot for Hodges, hasn't had a big day. He's competed well as a second ruck.
Yeah, orange boots, the man they call the Panther, sorry.
Yeah, the guy, he won't have a problem with the distance here. All in the ball drop, Tommy.
Yep, and the point of impact and contact and follow through, and it's all good. It's all Falcons. Right there, it's a 1 point ball game. 5-5 plays 5-6 here at beautiful Campbelltown Oval. This Division 1 prelim has got something special about it, Adam Jeffries.
He's got a nice kicking action, Hodges, actually, doesn't he? He kicked that beautifully with the ball drop.
Yep, watching the replay here, Adam, it's on now. Yep.
He's 40 out with the breeze at his back, and he's kicked that 20 metres past the goals. That's a good set shot. Well done to Payneham. That's 8 inside 50s to 0 so far in this quarter, Tommy.
Also some very good high fives post solution.
Yeah,
we don't want to go giving them willy-nilly.
You don't want to take out someone's eye, do you, on the high five?
That's it.
In fact, I'm going to say that the high five should be outlawed.
Okay. And this was going to Spence now. It looks like a change has been made, and he's going to get the ball here from the clearances. A nice little backhanded palm. Payneham come with the rate of knots. This is what we used to, that running in waves. Looks up for and finds Hodges again. Having a nice little cameo, just trailing in behind him. Very disappointed Port captain Sean Davidson there. But when it comes in like that, at head height, like a laser, well, they're hard to stop, aren't they?
Yeah, it's good play again by Payneham. They've had the 2 centre clearances this quarter as well. Hodges, we just wrapped up his set shot routine.
Yeah.
Similar spot.
Probably put this on into Sunrise Christian School, which is behind the goals, I might add.
For his second goal in a minute, 40 metres out. Yeah, he's kicked it pretty well again, Tommy.
Fundamentally, he, as you said, very good technique, you know. He's got momentum, alignment, his ball drop, his point of impact, and his follow through. It's 5 big ticks. David Rath, who was my coaching mentor, said, you know, if you can teach that to kids, they'll become good kicks, and this kid's got it all in his kicking technique. Looking at him from behind now, and lovely, just lovely. Not too much can go wrong with that.
It's the players with the nice ball drops that come to the fore on the windy days, and if you're watching this at home on your screen, it is very blustery here, still favouring the left screen. It's quite cool. But that's big for Payneham. They've been dominant, and then Hodges 2 goals in a minute. Game on.
Yes, and they're just a bit of a almost like a goosey-goo, roundy as they're trying to pair off, and no one wants to pair off with the other one, and it's interesting to watch. But Spence eventually, now it's Louis Sharrett. They need him to get involved. He goes with his left foot, Payneham in best position. Good pressure there by Port District, creates a stoppage. Here's Niskahus. Bring back the glove, they're saying. High left foot ball. Port's first forward entry for quite a while. Oh, it just goes without it. Here's Jackson Martin. He's got a cool head. Releases. They do. Here's Dobson. Dobson needs to be cleaned ground level. He's not. Port District will win it back here. Ball bobbling around. The umpire swarming. Always dangerous. Umpire Andrew Crosby says, play on. And they do play on. Harry Dwyer slung as he kicked it. It'll go right across the face. And Beef Paddy Sanzo takes possession. Goes down the line. Again, now they're out. Ant Gia. He looks up and finds a connection piece with Tommy Wagner. And he'll escort it across. It's on the wing. Out of side. Payneham Nord Union lead by 5 points.
They would love to have had a forward 50 stoppage there, Port Districts, wouldn't they? But Payneham defended it grimly, got the ball out to nearly centre wing where we get the boundary throw in.
And the young ladies in the pocket might be the women's team again, making plenty of noise. Good spoil there and good positioning. And again, they're out. They look so dangerous when they cut through the middle. 4 Port players on the mark, which means there's going to be a loose Payneham players working back. They go wide. Again, they're looking for Wagner. He's the link man, and he's out if he can take possession. He does. Releases a handsful. The clever Kristancic. He's tackled. He's spun. He's probably gone, and he has thrown the ball. Again, what a tackle.
We've seen some great tackling today, haven't we, Tommy? Not sure who that was.
Might be Ferns.
Yeah, that was a great tackle because he's elusive, Kristancic, isn't he? He's good at the fend off. Don't argue, but he didn't get through.
They go long down the line. Payneham in position. Ground level, really well done there by Harry Hawkins. He's tackled immediately. Umpire Crosby says, I'll have it. We said, again, my conversation with the Pres was they need 5. They've kicked 2 this quarter, Payneham, so they're on their way. Both the Hodges, of course. Port District still in the fight, though, and they release on the outer side. Here's Gaffney. Gaffney, quick kick there from Harry Hawkins, but cleaning up his scrimmer. To Giannini. With the hands, this way, that way, they release. Spence well tackled, causes a turnover, well done. Here's Mitch Gaffney on the left, goes long. Good spoil. Danny Frawley be proud. Bit of a golden fist there, long, straight down the guts, looks for Wagner. Ball spills at ground level, it's Carter. Carter releases to Sharrett. Sharrett just overruns the ball. Carter cleans up his own mess. It's bobbing around there, no one can take clean possession. Again, comes out. I like the way the umpires haven't been too quick on the whistle. And like young Bugsy Niskahus goes. Down the line, Port District are out here. It's Badams. He's got one out if he rolls. He knows he needs to roll. He's got 2 out the back. Payneham push back hard. Good defensive cover from Dobson and Jackson Martin.
Did the right thing there, Batty, not to kick it. So many players attempted. He's on his own. But when the ball's in the air, Tommy, the defenders get back. So he'll look for a short one here, though. Not sure he's got the leg into the breeze at 45 here, Batty. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, he's going to kick from about 45. He puts it up and the breeze will catch that. Dobson in the best position. Gets in front. They spoil. Good position though. Sam Gray. That's where he's dangerous. Oh, that's where he's dangerous. Almost a set play looking type operation there. Sam Gray gets his first and he becomes Port District's 6th goal kicker.
That's a huge goal for Port Districts, isn't it, Tommy? They had to defend all those inside 50s, but they've just had 3 entries themselves. And they're Gray. You can't leave him alone in that part of the ground, can you, Tom? You've got to get a body on him. That's an easy snap for a man of his calibre.
Pair off on him, yeah, absolutely. We're just going to head down to Lockie Gould on the boundary.
I believe you guys might have seen it on the cameras, but on comes Thomas Carter, so he seems to be okay back onto the field of play.
Beautifully done.
Thank you. Magic sprays worked again, Tommy. Yeah, big goal there for Port Districts. Just needed that just to break the momentum that Payneham had.
Yep.
Batty did the right thing. I think he was going to the top of the square. They got the contest and they had 3 or 4 crummers in position.
A couple of changes in the middle. Campbell and Minavini have gone in for Payneham. This clearance is absolutely crucial. Jackson Martin coming off the wing and someone's held without the ball and it might be a Louis Sharrett. Port District fans give the Bronx cheer. I don't think I've been to a game of footy where I haven't heard a Bronx cheer at least once. There it is. Louis Sharrett goes long down the line. Batty does well to hold his position. Creates a contest. They should be able to lock it in here, Port. Right, comes out. Payneham, quick kick off of the Port player's shin, and he'll just escort it out there on the boundary. That's Kenny Carpeny. And again, Carpeny probably hasn't been huge today, but just needs a moment, doesn't it? And he can hurt you.
Surprised they don't send Scott Lysette to these taps here, Tommy, because he can get dangerous, can't he, and set up a shot on goal.
Yeah, just he's sitting a kick back behind the player. Here's Gray, though. He is dangerous. On his left, swings, puts it to a hot spot. Ball bounces. And they'll clear now. That's Matty Nye. Matty Nye goes long. It's a foot race. Leading in the race was Ferns. It bobbles around. Eventually it's Carter. Straight up the middle, they've got options. It's Niskahus along with Gaffney. But Payneham win it back. This way, that away. It might have been Sanzo. Long down the line. Caught with the numbers. Payneham with the pressure though. Can they create a turnover? Ball bobbles out. Appealing to the umpire. Worry about the ball, son. They go long down the line. A contest on the wing. And we get a break there. Right on centre wing in front of the, looks like Port District locals.
Big contingent of Port District fans.
Yeah, they've got a
reminiscent of the 2 years ago at the grand final time. They brought about 5,000 people out to that other side at Norwood.
Port fans are up and about now after last night.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you be? It was a great game. We've got a great game here.
Of course, all the Glenunga boys are down there as well, just watching, hoping these two teams damn near kill each other.
There's actually not a better feeling than already qualified for the grand final and get to watch the other teams smash into each other.
Free kick to Port, they're off and running. Playing with a bit of confidence now. Keeps it low, goes long. Big pack of players crunch in. Tell you what, smack of the flesh, the sound of footy. The ball bobbles. Sharrett is clever, but he gets well tackled and it releases Giannini. Spencer's out. He's a beautiful user. He's got Viney down. He doesn't go to Viney, goes to Nunn. And Nunn takes a chest mark. Well worked, and just go back and take your moment, Matty Nunn.
He meant that, Spence, didn't he? We thought he was going to go to Viney, but he just pulled the kick a little bit to Nunn, who was out the back.
Yep.
This is not his forte, though. He's a great player, Nunn, but he's not... You'd love to have the ball with the Hodges here, but...
He's had a couple of chances. He hasn't taken them today.
He's in the same spot, so he needs to kick this goal for his team. He'll be a little nervous leaning over the ball here. Call it home, Tommy.
Matty Nunn from 35 metres out, as good as directly in front. Ball drops okay. The goal umpire says, yes, Matty Nunn, there's your first. Punches the GPA chest there of the Payneham sponsor and says, let's go, Fouts. It's go time. And they lead by 5 points in the third quarter, 16 and a half minutes in. But they need a couple more, I think, Adam Jeffries, because I don't think this Port team's going to lay down by any stretch of the imagination.
It's going to go down to the wire, isn't it? Spencer's the player, isn't he? When he touches the ball, good things happen. He had a ripping first quarter, perhaps been a little bit quieter since, but I thought that was a fantastic kick inside 50. As you see, Jackson Martin back on the ground. He's been playing at half-back, Tommy, but he's gone inside 50 here. So Coach Cheney has identified that we do need to kick another 2 goals probably this quarter. And so he's put another attacking weapon inside forward 50. Can Jackson Martin do some damage?
Both teams with 6 goal scorers. Lysette tackled. Ball spilling. Here's Sharrett. Again, we called for him to get involved more. He has. Beautiful little give there. Gave it to Deinhoff. Deinhoff goes down and they put answers straight away. Thomas Carter, just while he's lining up, will head down to the boundary with Lockie Gould.
I was just going to say, Mitchell Gaffney's just gone into the club rooms, boys, with a trainer. So I don't know what's going on there, but just something to keep an eye on.
Might have an injury. Did you like that, Adam? Sorry. A lot harder about it. So he'd be getting plenty of feedback here, Thomas Carter, with the Payneham girls down there, just offering some advice. You can actually hear the screeching. Oh, it's a beautiful kick. He's kept it low. Doesn't worry about turning to them. Just goes to his teammates, and that is a crucial goal. That's a massive goal. Can't underestimate that second goal into the breeze. Getting it done. Well done, Port District.
Yeah, they've just steadied, though, haven't they, Port Districts? They've had 6 of the last 8 inside 50s, but incredibly found 2 goals, which are super crucial into the breeze. They've looked...
arrested the momentum.
Yeah, Payneham have been all over them, bar that last goal from Nunn. That Port Districts are back well and truly in this game. Just turned the tide at the centre bounce, got some deep entries, and that looked probably easy on the camera, but 30 out on an acute angle into the breeze. That's a good set shot. Well done to Carter.
Yeah. Hodges in ruck now. We'll do battle with Lysette. Jack Gaffney has gone to Spence, but Spence still gets the clearance. Ball spills, Port District there, chain of hands, they get it out the back and they push it forward, and good mark, and he's off and running straight away. Port looking the goods at the moment. They go long and direct, ball bobbles, the umpire says that's a push. He sort of fell into his back there, Dobson, and it was there, so.
Just wondering, Tommy, whether Coach Cheney considered putting Vine in the ruck instead of Hodges. Hodges looks so damaging inside 50. Perhaps Viney, not so much.
Wagner, maybe?
Yeah, Viney's got the big body to compete with Lysette, though, doesn't he? And leave Hodges and Wagner inside 50.
So Thomas Carter now lining up for his second goal in pretty much a minute. Has done exactly what Jack Hodges has done. And This is a huge kick in the context of the game. 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. Kicks it at the right post. It comes back. And it's through. It's all clear, Port District. They now take a 7-point lead going into the breeze, and it is danger signs for Payneham. The 20-minute mark in the third quarter here, Adam Jeffries.
It's just come out of nowhere a little bit, hasn't it? Like I said, Payneham were all over Port Districts in the first 10 minutes of this quarter, but they've just been efficient when they've gone inside 50. Port Districts, 7 entries, 3 goals into the breeze. Could that be defining, Tommy, when they come home with the breeze? Still a long way to go though, but what they're showing is you can score to the right of screen.
Yep.
They've now kicked 5 goals to the right of screen. So she's game on, but well played by Port Districts out of the centre. Great set shot into the breeze. Again, that probably looks easy, but when the breeze is in your face, super tricky. Well done.
Ball up here. They need a clearance here, Payneham. They're not going to get it. Sharad's in, releases the handball. Doesn't hit the target though. Payneham able to cause a stoppage. You can see Matty Nunn. He's trying to fire his troops up. They've got to go, and they've got to go now, Payneham. Don't leave until later that, which can be done now. Hodges wins the tap. Down to Nunn. Nunn just busts out. Gets the handball going Payneham's way. Haynes comes the other way. Turns and takes the tackle. And we'll have a ball up 75 metres, 70 metres out from the Payneham goal. Just inside the square there.
We've got 21 minutes gone. Big couple of minutes here. Payneham just want to take a narrow lead into three-quarter time if they can. 7 points down.
Yeah, and Port District now you can see they're cluttering up possession around the ball. Spence, quick kick, left foot. And well played there by the Port District player. Just outpointed Jackson Martin. And they release with the hands. Gaffney, he releases. Down the line, and that's probably last. He's saying I touched it, but boundary umpire and
I think the
field umpire will
boundary umpire said he touched it, and he's got talked into it, I believe.
No, well, Port District is setting up as if he hasn't. No, it's a free kick.
Well played by Spence.
Yeah, Spence just act like it's yours. Behave like you're meant to be there. And good mark. Wagner read it best. Tentacles, Tom.
These pockets are deep, aren't they, Tommy, for a left legger? This is a tough shot for goal. We're sitting right behind him here. He needs to aim it at the right goal post. Wagner. Not sure he's kicked the goal yet today. Oh, he kicked that one. They kicked the sensational goal from this spot.
From that spot, yeah.
Yeah, so see what he can do
here. So
he'll
know he needs to aim at the right post and it will bring it back. He's going to kick from about 40 metres out. Fast approach. Puts it too far right. It does bring it back, but just a minor score there. It's a round of applause from the Port faithful.
That is a tough shot, isn't it? Even with the breeze. It's going across him there, isn't it?
Yep. Port District with the ball in the back pocket. There'll be in no hurry here. They just want to get through. And again, I think they've probably done enough this quarter, Port. Very, very good. Long kick to the pack. Big flyer. Beautiful mark there, Sharon. He's just feel like he's just been the difference a little bit this quarter. He's had plenty of the ball.
He's so crucial in those situations, Tommy. He can be an outlet kick target. Great mark overhead in congestion.
Yep. Looks for and finds Niskahus.
They've got numbers up the line. I'm sure he's not thinking about going inboard. Contest from Lysette and the Crumbs what they're after.
Right, it's all Payneham there though. Well read by McKenzie. He needs to get it moving. Left foot, he will. They'll pull the switch here and it's on. There's the first link in the chain. Corridor's what they want though, and they'll find Nunn. Why wouldn't you go to Nunn? This way, that way. It's very hard to tackle. Overlap handball. But immediately tackled as soon as he took possession there was Ant Giannini.
It's a bit of an old school hospital handball, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But again, great tackle pressure as you've called Tommy Javor. Nobody getting free. And
Miller Carter, he's the spare down back. They need someone to catch fire. We haven't seen much from Taj Rahui, whether it's a Rahui or a Jackson Martin or a Minavini. Someone needs to catch fire for Payneham because at the moment Port Districts are in control of this game. Sharad there. Again, nice just little linking up. They can't allow this, Payneham. They've got to pair off when they don't have the ball. Of course, the three phases of footy, you've got to work very, very hard when you don't have it. Ball will go long. Lysette's in the area. Just underneath the ball there. Spoils inboard. Big ball to be won. Snapping around his body. It was Motti Stacks. Sorry, it was Deinhoff, pardon me. And it's just a minor score. Probably a bit early for handy points, but it's a 7-point margin here to Port District.
Yeah, 7-point buffer will feel good. I don't think it'll be a long quarter, Tommy Javor, will it? Still 2 or 3 minutes here. Payneham need to find one more goal before three-quarter time.
They go long. Wagner takes the ball. He's tackled immediately by a host of Port District players. William Ferns among others. Jackson Martin in ruck, palms it down, but well read by Carter. Here's Giannini. Sparkles. And he's just, oh, Scrimmer's giving away a free. Davidson goes long, takes the advantage. Carpeney falls over. At ground level, it's going to be one. Here's Carpeney. He's back in. Payneham, though, they just extracted out to the far side now. They'll run, they'll work. Sanzo inboard to Nunn. They've got to fly. They've got to hit this corridor. Right. This will give Port District time to get a loose player behind the ball. And, coughs it up. Horrible kick there from Matty Nunn. And teammate probably, I think it's Rahui, just didn't go to the ball. He's not having a good day at all, it's fair to say.
As you can see, they've gone inside 50 again.
What is the inside 50 stats, mate?
50 count. They've had 10 now, Port Districts, to Paynham's 13, and it was 8-zip at the start, Tommy. So Port Districts have had the ascendancy in the last 15 or so minutes, haven't they?
Yeah, the premiership quarter is, we're seeing just how good Port can be, and the moment they're controlling the game, and there is a bit of breeze, there's no doubt about it. Spence, they need it in his hand. Goes with the left foot. Viney. And they'll just clean up again here. They've been very good behind the ball, Port, but that'll probably bounce out, will it? No. But it will be escorted out by Cooper Gaffney.
He'll be happy with that, Tommy, won't he? They'd be happy if the three-quarter time siren went soon, because it might almost be close to being pressed. What have we seen in this quarter? We've seen 20 seconds to go. So big ball throw in here. Under 20 seconds as we get the three-quarter time siren. Great quarter by Port Districts into the breeze, finding 3 goals, take a 7-point lead at three-quarter time. Tommy Javor.
Yes, I think Port in control now. It's going to be an exciting last quarter. We're back after these sponsorship messages.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep. Basically, since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's been really good. Like, it's the little things, you know? Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again.
It's usually me. My HECS debt doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
You belong in blue. Apply for a career with South Australia Police.
Yes, footy fans, this is it. It is going to be a massive last quarter here in a prelim final. It's fantastic to have your company almost inside the huddles here was just having a listen to Payneham. They have just said just one more big effort and have some belief. It is going to be a massive quarter. I just wanted to talk about the wind because it's very interesting. It's kind of swirling around, not really picking a direction, but it's going to be absolutely massive here. Who wins from here? Well, we're going to find out in about half an hour's time. Back up to you, boys.
He's just said, Adam, that it's swirly, but certainly seems to be favouring the left of screen.
It's still favouring the left, but it's still tricky with the ball drop.
Yep.
Unless you've got the breeze right behind you. If it's coming across your front, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Just in the Div 2 Grand Final, it is Ross Trevor by 6 points over Salisbury North at the it's about the 9-minute mark of the third quarter there. But I don't think, in my opinion, mate, Payneham 3 goals too with what we think's a pretty good breeze. Probably didn't do enough.
It's Port District's kicking those 3 straight goals into the breeze. Tommy, it was pretty big, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Only from limited entries. They just got dangerous, a couple of neat set shots, and that certainly helped them. So if I'm Coach Cheney, I'm imploring my players for the first fight. They can't concede the first goal quickly, Tommy.
No.
If they get that 13-point buffer, the Payneham players will be thinking it's a long way back from here. But anything can happen. Like I said, we've seen Payneham do some crazy stuff late in the season. Into the breeze, can they kick 3, maybe 4 goals? They don't have to kick 4 goals maybe into the breeze, Tommy, to win it. But we've seen strange things happen. For mine, they just can't let Port Districts get an early, quick one. They need to arm wrestle, soak up pressure, and then be efficient when they go inside 50. I wonder what Coach Cheney will do. Will he try Jackson Martin inside 50, Tommy? Because that's where the game's going to be won. How do they get 4 straight goals from maybe only 8 or 9 entries?
The answer to that is no, because he's gone down back.
He's gone down to half-back Jackson Martin. They're going to try and drag him to the last line of defence if they can.
Yep. Lockie Gould, boundary.
Just having a listen to your conversation around Jackson Martin. He was in the midfielders huddle and then he got called over to the defenders huddle at 3/4 time.
Okay, beautifully done there, mate. And in the midfield, it's the same usual suspects for Payneham. Spence, Giannini and Nunn go with what's worked. Mothersole. For Port District in there now, we've got Gaffney, Sharrod, Gray and Lysette. First clearance is going to be huge.
You can see it's actually Sam Gray's gone inside 50, and that's Niskahus
for
the centre bounce. So Coach Ramsey's gone for the jugular as well. He's hoping Sam Gray can hit the scoreboard early in this last quarter. They'll have belief though, Payneham, Tommy.
Yeah,
I know that everyone's thinking 7 points down into the breeze. They'll have belief they can do this.
A lot will be told in the first 5 and some of these early contests. Secondary knock won by Lysette. Much like next week, Glenunga, the opponent waiting. They're red-hot favourites, but they haven't won anything just yet. So whoever gets to here is Lysette. That one has gone straight up and down. Coming through Mackenzie with the spoil. Here's Mothersole. Tackled by his own player just about. Backing in Gaffney. Gaffney releases. Danger signs. Carter, he's been very good. Carter releases Gray. He's got time. He kicks around the body. Yep. He celebrates with the aeroplane. Sam Gray goes bang. And Payneham, their tremendous run and their tremendous season may just be coming to an end.
What I like is the move from Coach Ramsey to leave Sam Gray in that pocket, Tommy. And when you make a move, how good is it when the ball spills his way? And he's so good on the snap, isn't he? He knew as soon as he hit that it was going through. Good coaching, leaving Sam Gray inside 50. He's the damaging player. He's a tricky matchup. They've got enough on-ball depth for mine Port Districts to cover and leave him inside 50 being dangerous.
Yeah,
well done.
Couldn't agree more. Both goals have come from snaps. He kicked a great snap last week. He probably prefers it to the old drop punt.
The old set shot. Payneham need a response. They need a centre bounce clearance here.
There's Sharrod, and Sharrod's going to get the clearance, and it's all coming up Port District at the moment. He goes long down the line. Batman keeps his feet, does well. Good contest there between him and his opponent, and they've just got to roll the dice here. Payneham Gray snaps on the left. Don't tell me. No, he hasn't. Has he? No, he hasn't. Minor score. I did say to myself on the Division 1 report, of course, make sure you check out Between the Post Div 1 report, never change your tip. I've been saying all year Port District Glenunga Grand Final. I changed it this week and got seduced by Payneham's run of form, but
not over yet, Tommy. Wonder if Mackenzie will take the dangerous kick and go up the middle. Yes, he has.
They have to now, don't they?
Yeah. This is the Russian roulette you play.
Yeah.
They'll pump it back inside 50.
Jackson Martin, and well done. Well read there by...
Just nonchalantly, like taking an apple off the tree there, wasn't he? Just, I'll have that. But he's got to pull the trigger again, Tommy. They've got to keep attacking. The margin's irrelevant, isn't it? You've got to try and score. They need a goal soon to give them some belief.
Yeah, that's right. With a goal, and he's just kicked out. He needs to touch it, and he doesn't. Oh, Christiansen probably just needed to get it. Almost like he forgot the rule, didn't he? He just needed to get a hand on that.
At the end of the day, Tommy, a defeat by 8 points or 28 points is irrelevant, isn't it? So they've got to keep attacking here, Payneham. If they can kick the next goal, get the ball back to the centre, give them some belief. Port District should be in no hurry now. That's a great kick.
Yeah. And they're out again. He's got one more, Deinhoff, and Deinhoff will take the mark. And this is a huge problem for Payneham.
That's a good play by Nicholas, isn't it? Everyone thinks he's going long and slow down the line. Just had a quick look inside.
Yeah, hits the inside kick with the danger area.
And then Rhodes is a good player. He's going to hit that little 20-metre pass inside 50, isn't he?
Deinhoff with possibly his most important kick of the year, kicking for his second from 40. Gets close to the man on the mark, gives it a ride. Nothing but net. That's all good. It's Port District's day. Could it yet still be their season? It's the Dizzies are going to make their way through, I believe, to the Division 1 Grand Final. Now, will you be there next week, Adam?
Oh, am I going to get invited? I hope so. If I get back, I'm trying to get to the SCG Friday night if I can.
We need to get an extended halftime break so we can get our snouts in the trough. The Wolf
Blast Centre. Big Daddy Wolf Blast Centre. But yeah, we spoke at three-quarter time about what Payneham didn't want. They didn't want 2 goals in the first 3 minutes, did they? No. That's blowing it right open. It looked like a dangerous lead that Port District's had. 2 quick goals.
The problem they've got, mate, is they need to kick 4, but and you can just feel the breeze now. Like you said, it feels like it's almost picked up. Lysette's been big and brave, hasn't he, for someone that can't kick on his left. They need a goal and they need it right now. Wagner goes along and finds Dobson down at full forward. So they have tried something. The fullback's gone to full forward.
Yeah, it made a little move there. I thought it was Hodges coming out, actually. We see, what's his kick at goal like? What's Dobson's goal kicking like,
well,
Tommy?
He's a defender, so probably go through post height. Just will it go through the right ones is the question. Lining up from 40. Kicks it. No, it's just pushed it across, and if they were to have any chance, they needed that one, and they haven't got it. It's just going to be tough from here. Port too good.
So if you're Port Districts, you don't need speed on the game now, Tommy. Although he's taken the attacking option straight
Boom
down
shakalaka! It's over the middle of the ground. Sorry, Adam.
Yeah,
they asked me to put one of them in today.
But that shows that breeze has popped up again, Tommy. That's a drop punt from Joey Haynes. It's gone 75+ metres almost.
I think Lockie might have snuck in a couple of Farmers Leaf lines at three-quarter time. He thought it wasn't going straight down the middle. That's a massive kick and a massive breeze. Hang on a sec. Boundary will be down right down to Lockie's about to fire back at me. But we'll just follow this play, and a good mark taken there by Ferns. Lockie Gould, what do you got for me?
I might just clarify those comments. What I meant by the wind was that it's either blowing really, really hard or it just kind of drops down softly. It's kind of volatile in that way, not in terms of direction. The other thing is as well, Tom Wagner, expect him to stay in the ruck because he is going to be all over Lycett this quarter.
Okay, beautifully done, great. And they're out here, Catalano. No, good pressure. Here's Rahui. Needs to get in the game. They'll release now, Port. And they get it on. No, none. He's fast. That's not 15, I don't think. Spence swings onto the left, gives it to Viney. Oh, good smother. Who was that? Ferns again, was it?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Really good play. And Gaffney will clear. Chain of hands here. No rush. And they just knock out of his hands and we'll have a ball in 45 metres around from the Payneham goal.
I like the move of Wagner going into the ruck because he can run Lycett around the ground. He's another on-baller. Scott Lycett can't run with him from end to end. So it's a great attacking move. Let's see if it pays any dividends.
If they can just get one, you never know the energy that can create, though, Adam. It's not over yet. It's not over. The fat lady sings, and she hasn't even cleared her throat just yet. There's still 20 minutes left in this one.
Still plenty of time, like you said, Tommy. They've got the ball in the right half of the ground. Just need a goal quickly, just to give them some belief. It's only 6 minutes played, so it's not a foregone conclusion yet. We're trying to be positive, but Payneham, can they pull a rabbit out of the hat? As you see, someone's gone down off the ball there. Might be Haynes, actually. He's just.
No, that's Haynes down there. Haynes is on grey, I think. Yeah, Haynes is on grey, so.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. Someone was sat on their backside. Payneham were going to get the clearance and take the ball deep inside 50. Some flyers, big contest at the top of the square. Good spoil, though, like you said, Danny Fuller was proud of that angled
Golden
spoil
fist, yeah.
over to the boundary as well, not into the dangerous
Get that
hand
out
of
of
the
here.
Crummers.
Yes.
So well done. Like I said, Port Districts, all they need is strong defensive actions for the next 20 minutes and they'll book themselves a grand final berth. But Payneham are pressing at the moment here, Tommy.
Yeah, CEOs listening in, join the call. Reckon we're a bit like Statler and Waldorf. Not sure what to make of that. He's just called me a muppet, but carry on. Here's Payneham though from the pocket. Matty Nunn. Oh, just haven't been able to, and he's furious with himself.
He's had a few shots on goal today, Nunn, hasn't
Yeah.
he? Not critical of him, but he normally gets a lot of ball in and under, but he's found himself dangerous in the front half today. Just the one goal from 4 or 5 pings.
Yeah. And look at this one, it's going to go long, and Haynes has come off the bench. He's going to hit him lace out. Look at that service there for Nash Haynes. He goes long as well, but Jackson Martin should chop it off. The ball just carries his Carpeney. Carpeney, get on that left. Goes down forward. Here's Sam Gray. Sam Gray's been outstanding today. Could he be bringing himself a new pair of Archies, their best footwear? It's like having a party on your feet. Gray will go to the hot spot. Port District in good position here. But again, just like you said,
It's like a
apple
big
off
kid,
the tree.
It's like a big kid playing marks up against the 10-year-olds, isn't it?
That's a free kick every day of the week. They're up before you. I'm not sure what you could be arguing about. You're up and down and you didn't touch the ball. Money?
Again, he'll look to put the ball back into a dangerous area at the top of the square. Now he goes into the pocket.
Just pushed off the ball there. Payneham, they've got to go down the corridor, down the guts. They haven't got time to do anything else. They've got to make some momentum. Jaina Hambles ends up with McKenzie. He ends up going backwards though. And he gets it back on his left. He'll swing around. He's been good, but he hasn't been as effective today with his ball use, I think. The Port District will get it, coming back from whence it came. Quick kick, looking for Batty. Batty doesn't quite get there. On the scene is Carpeney. He'll swing on the left. Awkward kick. Real awkward. And Spencer will be the first one to it. He looks for the hand with Jackson Martin. Tries to release him. Get him running. He runs into traffic. It just bounces off him. Unfortunately, affects his kick, though. Catalano underneath flies. Good mark, Grant Catalano. Umpire says no. And there may have been a hand in there by Sam Gray. If you watch the replay, I think
he was just half blindsided there too, the umpire. So, as we see, a big collision here as well. We went the bump and not the tackle. He came off a little bit sore.
I think Gray gets a hand in. That's my call. Well, that's a mark for mine, but not paid. Port District, they're out here. Deinhoff. No, just in front of him here. He needs to be clever. He is on the right. He snaps. And a minor score to Port. And again, a very, very handy minor score because it now will take Payneham 4 goals to hit the front.
Which feels unlikely, doesn't it? Look for McKenzie to try and pierce the ball down the guts. Now he's gone the safer option a little bit wider.
Well, Payneham have kicked 1 goal to the right all day, so it's hard to imagine they're going to kick 4. But they are a quality outfit, and they will certainly keep trying. But this could be it here with Port going forward. Deinhoff outpointed by McKenzie. Drops that one. They've got it. Quick hands. Sharrod from the pocket. He hasn't, has he? He hasn't, has he?
Oh, wow.
Oh, he sure has. It's Louis Sharrod for Port Districts, who are on their way to the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 Grand Final.
He's not normally known for that type of stuff, Louis Sharrod, is he? He's a great beast of an inside midfielder. But as you can see, he received the handball then, and I don't know if he was initially intending to just dob the ball to the top of the square, and the breeze just grabbed hold of it and took it inside the big sticks for him. That's a great goal. And are we allowed to call it, Tommy? Is that potentially an early sealer for Port Districts?
Oh, I think that is the sealer, mate. With that Payneham having kicked 1 goal, he's just going to be logical here. With them kicking 1 goal to the right, they're not going to kick another 5. Interesting to note as well, that's the 8th goal kicker for Port.
They've looked more dangerous, haven't they, Tommy?
Yeah.
And without a dominant player up there, they've looked more dangerous when the ball's hit the ground and when the ball's been in the air. And that's all you can do sometimes. Goals will be created as long as you look dangerous and you're proactive inside 50. Their ground level players have been good.
Yep, Lyset's been fantastic. Gets the handball from clean possession in the ruck. Beautifully won there by Gaffney of the Jack Gaffney it was. Down to Deinhoff. Deinhoff's come into it a lot in the second half. He'll run, he'll bounce. He goes to the hot spot. Batty in best position, but cutting across beautifully there was a scrimmer. He takes them up. They've got to go down the guts. They've got to take it on. It's going to cause problems. Here's Gaffney. Quick handball releases. Here's Gray. But Giannini will work back. He's under immediate Haynes pressure. That's Nash Haynes, of course. No relation to Joey Haynes.
Looked ugly, didn't it, Tommy? But Payneham have to take those kicks. They've got to try. Like I said, the margin's irrelevant. You've got to try and just kick a quick goal, keep your belief up.
Yeah. And look, we mentioned it in the pre-game. The most talented list on paper is Port District's in the league. So
they've got so much on ball depth, haven't they, Tommy?
They've clicked, and a big ground like this, they certainly do, mate. There's probably 9 or 10 that can float through there with genuine confidence.
Yeah, well, the fact they can start with Rose and Sharrod, who are 150-game SANFL players on the wings, just shows their on-ball depth, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wondering if, like I said, if Coach Ramsey will look to get creative next week, and again, for mine, leave a couple of those dangerous players inside 50.
And when we say SANFL players, these guys, Rose played for South last year, and Sharrod played, I think he might have been a top-up this year. I mean, these guys still in their prime.
Yeah, in their prime, and 150 league games of football, Tommy. Not guys that have squirted out to a few Resi's games. Yeah, so they've got an SANFL starting midfield. They've got 2 ex-AFL players in their group. Can they do some damage next Saturday, Tommy Javor? We don't want to look too far ahead, do we? But when you've got a midfield depth like that, anything can happen.
Yes, it looks like Kilburn will go to Div 3 as the premiers, as they have a 4-goal lead over Westminster. Congratulations to the Chicks. And there's Batty, flying shot. I'm going to get Hugo, the producer, to have a look at the Salisbury North score for me. Salisbury North, of course, taking on Ross Trevor, being that we are here at Ross Trevor. It's great to see as well.
Be a party here tonight, Tommy, at the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, Darfish. They've actually got the game on inside, the Div 2 game for all the Ross Trevor locals. I couldn't believe how many people were in there watching it. A lot of people watch what we do, which is great. We thank everyone for your support. Payneham. Hugo's going to run inside and get us. They've got to take it on, they do. But again, Port District, they're just running on top of the ground now, aren't they? They're hungry, they're energetic, and they're excited, and they know they're off to a grand final. Here's Batman in the pocket. Will he play on? There's no need to. He can take as much time as he wants. He's got players out everywhere. Just points to his mate, says, no, there's someone within 50 metres. I'll take the shot, thanks.
Nah, smart play. They don't need speed on the game here, do they? You don't want to give Payneham a sniff, because strange things can happen. We called Sharrod's goal a sealer before, but if we can put this through, Tommy, it'll be... Coach Ramsey will start thinking about resting a few players now, I would have thought.
Well, Haynes has been on the bench for 10 minutes, so that in itself.
I'm bringing Gray, I'm bringing Lysette off for a spell.
From the pocket, just gone across the face, and it'll be just a minor score, but the 27-point margin, 15 minutes into the final quarter, Port District will make their way through. In Division 2 Grand Final, I can't believe it. The drought looks like it might continue for Salisbury North. Salisbury North 19 points down to Ross Trevor at Cooper's Stadium, where we'll be next week calling the game. And I'm going to bring a warmer jacket. Quick hands here. Here's Giannini. He's tried all day. Campbell, been pretty quiet, to be honest. He goes along. Quick kick. So he's just looking for something. Here's Hodges. Hodges to Catalano. Catalano, the quick kick, but no. And it's going to just dribble into the pocket and stay in. Port will go long, and they've got players out here. Here is Matty Rose. Matty Rose goes to Lysette. Lysette will handball to Haynes. Here he comes down the line, looks for the other Haynes. Nash, and just escorting it over the line with Scrimmer. Looked like it came off his foot. And we just head down to Lockie Gould on the boundary. What do you got for a slot drop?
Yes, just had a little look down here. Samuel McKay's come to the bench. He's got ice strapped on his calf and ice on his hamstring. I've been told, though, it's just precautionary. They're just giving him a rest.
Yeah, fair enough. Thank you, Lockie. Lockie, we might get you to come up to the central commentary position, please, and grab a couple of those great prizes to give out.
Let's hope McKay doesn't have an injury there. They don't have a lot of tools, do they, Tommy?
No,
they can't
and he was crucial in the first half.
Yeah, they just can't afford for a tool to go down, Port District, so let's hope he's okay. Ball goes inside 50, wrestle. A bit of WrestleMania there, no one really going at the football.
Don't get me started. There's Jacob Campbell. Here comes Dobson. He's had to push all the way up. Davidson right on his hammer. It's a long way home from here, though. They've got to go inboard. They've got to take the risk. They go to. Just see that ball swing back. John Giannini. He's tackled. He's in trouble. He releases the hands, though. And again, just a gang tackling. That's been a real feature of Port's game. Coach Ramsey will be absolutely thrilled with the pressure they've been able to put on.
Surprised that Lysette hasn't come off yet, Tommy, just to really rest that leg up for next week. I still don't know there's 10 or 15 minutes to go here.
I think if they can score another one, he'll be straight to the bench. And it's Batty with a flying shot. Looks good off the boot. It's just a minor score, 28 points the margin. That's the person, just to speak offline a little bit, I think that person is the best on ground.
I'm okay with that.
Yep. So that's your best on ground. Yep. And then your Mosley team man is this guy here. You happy with that? Yes, yes. Alrighty. Write it down, they tell him.
We are still on air if anyone's
so we're just giving out the prize. Oh, it's a goal!
That's a goal.
Oh, it's a beautiful goal. Who was that, mate? We We might need a replay of that one, please. We apologise for just speaking amongst ourselves, but we do give out great prizes in the stream team. We'll have a look at this. Ball spills. Error there from Matt Haynes. Just pushes us out. Inside out kick there.
He just threw it on the boot, didn't he?
Yep.
And got the lucky bounce in the goal square. And it's a little bit of celebration time.
I think it might have been,
Districts.
and apologise for wrong, I think it might have been Harry Hawkins.
But Sam Gray's going to come to the fence, and I dare say he'll enjoy some ice around the hammies as precaution and a beer. Well done, Sam Gray.
Maybe even a pair of Archies.
Maybe. He's had a solid game, hasn't he? But you need your class players to come to the fore, don't you? And well done to Gray. He's had a good game.
Yep.
And what I've liked is he's hit the scoreboard again. They desperately need that from him.
Yep.
Hate saying it, Tommy. A little bit of junk time to finish. These finals happen.
Was just thinking
it
that.
Doesn't. Payneham don't really deserve a 34-point deficit either, do they? They've been pretty gallant, but sometimes late in finals,
taken their chances in the second half.
Yeah, you do see this. Okay, it was Port District's the 3 goals into the breeze, wasn't it?
Yep.
Payneham were all over him.
Coach Jeremy Cheney probably resigned to the fact now. But nonetheless, it's been an outstanding effort by Payneham. If they take a mark inside 50, they'll have a shot, will they? Or is the ball going back? No, saying.
Let's not forget, Tommy, it's 12 months ago today they were playing in the Division 2 grand final.
And kicked one goal.
Kicked one goal. So he's... And they haven't really added 5 or 6 recruits, have they, Tommy? They've just improved internally. So if they can add a few players over the summer, they can get back to the big dance, Payneham.
Spence from 45. 1 second, Lockie. We'll come to Lockie in just a sec. Big ball. They'll kill it through, will they? They don't. Ball stays alive here. Payneham needs some magic, but they don't get it. Lockie Gould down on the boundary.
It's just three-quarter time in the Division 2 grand final. Salisbury North are 35, Ross Trevor are 58.
Wowee, so it looks like Ross Trevor will be pumping tonight. Div 2 premiers. Interesting stat that came up the other day. PAC or Ross Trevor have featured in every Division 1 grand final since 2013. Of course, Ross Trevor win Div 2 today, so you could argue the streak stays alive. Quick kick, nice snap, Freddie Campbell!
That's a good snap.
Nice one for the highlight reel. Unfortunately, it's not going to affect the result, but a lovely goal there to young Jacob.
And you just hope Payneham, they'll just keep playing the game out. Tommy won't know there's nothing really to play for. You don't want that margin to blow out. Good snap out of the congestion there.
Of course, post-game I'll be interviewing the Port captain, which you can check out on the socials this week. And don't forget, tomorrow morning Hugo and I are up at 6 a.m. I start the research and put the Farmer's Leap down for a minute, and we record between the posts.
There'll be plenty to talk about with all the grand finals and the Division 1 preview as well.
Got a new segment on this week's edition of Between the Posts called Talking Flags, and we'll be covering all of the Div 2 to Div 6.
Can we get out and get some interviews on a Sunday morning with some flag-winning players, Tommy? That would be good, wouldn't it?
I thought that'd be a great idea. We are planning on doing that next week with the Division 1 team that wins, but we're not sure how that'll go. If they come straight from Joppies or wherever kids go these days.
The General Havelock. Live.
Long ball to
Lysette.
Oh, he plays on! He kicked that like a big, goofy ruckman, didn't he?
He's still got the ball.
No way! No way!
He kicked the left foot snap.
Behave yourself!
Wow, sorry for
Lysette. Take a bow, my friend. That is outstanding. You've missed from 9 metres out, but then you found a way. And
so just for the viewers at home, it's very clear that Scott Lysette is playing with an injured right quad muscle. I think the whole league and everybody knows that now. He's had a great game, but he cannot kick on his right foot. He took the mark, he played on, and then he just nonchalantly just went over to the point post and picked the ball up off the ground and snapped the left foot goal. Credit to him, Tommy. You know, like, it's not easy playing with a torn quad muscle, is it? Whatever the injuries he's got. I wouldn't have done it. I would have said, I'm out today.
I wouldn't be walking.
But he's soldiered on for his team, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And he's actually played well. He's impacted the game because he's taken marks around the ground. He's been dominant in the ruck.
Yeah, the big names have done the job, haven't they? Sharrod in the second half, Gray, Lysette, been outstanding. So. Oh! Ball into Port's forward line. They'll clear through scrimmager to Spence. Spence certainly has tried hard today, but they're able to. He's a bit of the old. Got a lot of his possessions down back, hasn't he? He hasn't had as much damage forward of the ball.
He started the game well, didn't he? But it's been perhaps a little bit quiet by his lofty standards.
Okay. Oh, it's a free kick there to Payneham. Port District locals do not agree with that one.
Still passionate, even though the game's sewn up, Tommy.
Yeah, and the big Scotty Lysette, to the applause of the Port faithful, comes off as a break, and why wouldn't you? He's a happy man, smiling, and Louis Sharrod just back there takes a relieving mark for Port.
I like Sharrod's second half as well.
He's been great.
A little bit quieter earlier, but he's got the ability to, like I said, as a midfielder, to intercept mark down back and take marks forward of the ball as a target as well. As he's just got a little bit of cramp behind the ball, Sharrod, so let's hope that's nothing too serious. Ball bobbling around. Where are we at? Nearly 23 minutes gone, Tommy. So the last has seen a few players starting to get a bit of cramp now. Last thing you want if you're Port Districts is an injury here. You just want to take the speed and the tempo out of the game.
Yeah,
play
I
to
think
the siren.
It's important we don't forget just how young this Payneham team is as well. They're a very young list, and I think they're only going to get better. So, it's going to be hard to swallow, a bit of pill to swallow when you lose a prelim, but I think they've been outstanding this year and probably certainly overachieved on what all us experts said.
Coming up from Division 2 to make a prelim's a fantastic effort,
sure
Tommy.
is.
And like I said, they've got a young squad. They've got some experience. Div 2 grand finals, Division 1 prelims. Just need to add a couple more talented players if they can, as we should see a free kick paid for the front on contact. Yeah, I don't think Payneham are too far away, and they have a history of being able to pluck some good recruits, don't they? They've got the Norwood Footy Factory.
Yep.
If they're deficient in an area. I like their tools. I like Hodges and Wagner, and they've got some players they can build around. They've got Mackenzie down back.
Look at Sam Gray, just sorry to interrupt, strolling onto the field like he's having a Sunday walk with the dog.
Do you reckon when
he
Coach Ramsey said you're going back on, he went, yeah, no worries, mate?
Because Nichols has come off with cramp. As bad he lines up, he'll line up for. And he's literally walked on in a saunter.
I played a prelim with 16 men on the ground in the last quarter, Tommy, just for that situation. Does he even need to be out there?
Yeah.
James Batty with the long kick.
Quite. Hodges had that little purple patch, but probably hasn't had a huge day. Just starting to see a few people filter out. I dare say they'll be Payneham people. Port people won't be going anywhere. They'll be looking forward to singing the song in a couple of minutes. I might just check the time, mate.
Let's see Payneham still attacking. Take the corridor, exit. None, couple of handballs. Still handball happy at half back. It looks like they're away. Dancing through the corridor. Found Wagner again. There's a bit of noise on the far side from the Port Districts fans who are certainly going to be enjoying this, and they'll be out in full force next week. Back at the parade 2 years after their success in the 2022 grand final. As we see the fumble in the middle of the ground, and Port Districts can get him on the turnover.
Gaffney to Haynes. Haynes will go long. No, he doesn't. He gives it off. Beautifully done there. Looks for Dougie Gregg. Dougie Gregg down forward. Tom Carter, who's also been a real revelation up forward, kicking for his third. Salisbury North, speaking of kicking, aren't kicking straight. 5-11 they've kicked. Currently trailing by 17 points. So it's not over.
Yeah, they'll need a little late flurry, won't they? Had a great season. Salisbury North been top of the ladder all year in Division 2.
Yeah, under coach Luke Harble. Certainly a club on the rise.
Watch out for them in Division 1 next year, Tommy.
Yeah.
I think we'll be calling them a few times, and they'll be pushing for a finals berth in Division 1.
Their 70th year this year. Coming up as Carter lines up. Makes the goal umpire do a bit of work. Of course, they've got their 70th year. They've booked out the convention centre. It's a big names at their presentation night. Wanganeen, O'Loughlin, Javor. So,
wow.
TJMC for hire. Do yourself a favour. Still taking bookings. Sorry if I'm not allowed to say that.
Busy
Hugo,
in
but I
October.
just did. Yeah, very busy October.
Weddings and footy club prezos. It's a busy month, isn't it, Tommy?
Yeah, we've got Para Hills, Ingle Farm. All the local clubs have been hitting me up, which is great. I love it. So as Jack Hodges just takes them up, we might call some footy, Adam. It was about 2 minutes to go, and this is all Haynes. He's also been good. It's been the big three for me, and the three I thought would have the impact season-wise in Gray, Lysette and Haynes, who've been probably the difference, to be fair. And look at that kick.
That's going to carry over the back.
Jackson Martin, he'll get the ball. This way, that away. And does find Sanzo. Beef Patty, pretty quiet day, it's fair to say, but hasn't been alone there. Some of the Payneham players just struggled to get into the game. But again, as I said, they're a very young team. I probably wasn't critical of Taj Rui. He struggled to get in the game. But another 18, 19-year-old, Kristancic, 19 years old.
Not many 18, 19-year-olds dominate Division 1 competition.
No.
We've seen guys come back from SANFL clubs at the age of 18 and 19, and it's hard for them because it's a contested brand of football, Division 1, Tommy. It's not just the kick mark style of some of the SANFL stuff. You have to go in and win your own ball, and sometimes it's just not your day. But yeah, they'll be all right next year, Payneham. Like I said, they've been the surprise packer. But again, Tommy, 12 months ago we saw Teacher Gully in this position, and they've been relegated 12 months later. So the Division 1 competition is so tight, isn't it? Every year you need to assemble the best squad you can. You can't take anything for granted. You're only a couple of close losses and a couple of injuries away from being relegated.
So I've said it, mate. I think Glenunga are the best team, and I think they'll win. But tell you what, if Port start like they played today, there'll be some very nervous Rams who obviously fell at the final hurdle against I think it was 1,300 game experience, sample of AFL experienced team in PAC last year.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost like the script's repeating itself a little bit. As the ball spills, Giannini tackled strongly. Tackling's been great today.
Tackling's been great. Next week, Port Districts just need to find some goals early in the game, don't they? Just to keep Glenunga nervous. Is that fair to say, Tommy? Not that they will be nervous, but the longer the game goes and it's close,
nervous in the grand final.
Of course they're going to be nervous. So, but Glenunga have this ability to blow teams away early this season. So if I'm Port Districts, I'm fierce, but I'm looking for some goals early in the game just to put the opposition on the back foot. And we've noted that how deep Port Districts are. You know, they've got so much talent around the ball that anything can happen, Tommy, when you've got those 5 or 6 players.
Forecast for next Saturday at this stage is 17 and no rain.
Can we get a warm one, Tommy?
Any danger? I mean, 49 years as a Catholic, 6 years as an altar boy. Not meant to pray for weather, but, some nice weather would be good.
It feels like middle of winter again here right now, doesn't it?
God.
It's chilly up here.
Brutal. Anyway.
Oh, there's a game of footy on?
Yep. Carry on.
We're just playing out for jump time here.
And there it is. Congratulations to the Port District Football Club. They're off to their second grand final in 3 years after winning the 2022 flag. They're back at the big dance in 2024. And we can't say anything, but they were too good on the day. And 27 scoring shots to 16. I think any other statistical things we look at, it's going to be all Port.
Oh, they had, even early in the game, the score was pretty tight in the first half, wasn't it, Tommy? But Port just had the game on their terms. But Payneham, again, like we said, coming up from Division 2, 2 road wins in the eliminators. It's always hard to keep going, isn't it?
Yep.
And Port Districts just did what they had to do today. For mine, they just looked so much more dangerous inside 50, Port Districts. They're always going to get inside 50s with the calibre of midfielders they've got, Tommy. But what happens when the ball goes in is so critical. But they're good players stood up today. A lot of them had quiet days last week, like Haynes. Sharrod was back in the team this week, didn't play last week. Sam Gray, their big names stood up. And that's why you recruit those players, Tommy. You don't bring them down for a round 8 game. You bring them to your football club for games like today, don't you? Because
it's oddly specific. Yes.
Yeah.
No, you're right. And 5 goals, 7 in the last quarter. The class just was there to see, for all to see. Let's just the goal kickers here. I don't know if I've missed any. We'll have a look here, but Dienhoff kicked 2, as did Sam Gray and Tom Carter. Harry Dwyer, Mitch Gaffney, Sam McKay, Louis Sharrod, Scott Lysette with the singles for Payneham. Hodges kicked 2 and singles to Catalano, Sparknell, Wagner, Kristancic, Nunn and Campbell. As Lockie Gould will just be gathering up a couple of very lucky players. We've got a Best Team Man award, which is the Mosley Bar.
That's
voucher.
a good voucher,
$100,
isn't
mate.
$100
big one.
Voucher. Not
And of
50,
course,
100.
Best on ground gets the Archie's footwear thongs as the highlights are just playing. Just a big shout out to all our sponsors. Archie's, Dartfish, Hahn, Belgravia, New Balance, Neomorph Mouthguards, the Mosley, Wakefield, Police Credit Union, 9 News, Farmers Leap, Sport
Need a glass of red tonight, Tommy.
Yeah.
Oof.
TJMC for hire? No, he's not a sponsor. Okay.
He's booked out for October though, folks.
No, I've got a couple of weekends where I can do stuff. But anyway, that's neither here nor there because tomorrow, next Saturday, I'm booked out, mate, with it's the big dance. It's what we all play.
You called it early. I think you called it early in the season. We still thought Port Districts on their day was the one team capable of challenging Glenunga, and that's what we've got. So, like I said, Payneham, great season, prelim final, but this is probably the grand final we wanted to see, isn't it? Port Districts, to me, found a little bit more hunger today. Their tackling pressure was good. Dangerous inside 50. Pretty comprehensive. Was a 38-point win.
Probably easier for me to call the game now next week with Payneham, obviously being a life member. It is challenging to call your own team.
Yeah, I think you do it well, Tommy. You're allowed to have a club that you're associated with.
I'm allowed to have a history. What about 16 clubs?
Yeah, I've got 16 clubs as well, so I don't really care who wins. I want to see great football, Tommy.
Big shout out to Lisa Wright, the original footy chick. Was on grassroots with me all those years ago, and we did the grassroots online. It's good to see so many people out at the finals. And
good crowd here today, Tommy.
Yeah, it was a huge crowd.
And it wasn't just in front of us. On the other side, the Port Districts faithful. I'm not sure if you were at the grand final 2 years ago, Tommy. Port Districts brought about
online.
Yeah, they brought about 2,000 people out to that far side. Remember last year's grand final, everyone was on the grandstand side.
Yep.
But Port Districts, they'll all travel out next week. They've got the big prelim final in the AFL Friday night, and then all the people from the Port will head out to the parade for the big game against Glenunga next Saturday afternoon.
I'll see Port play Sydney on Friday, do they?
Friday night.
Okay.
Hopefully, if I can get some tickets, I'm back on a plane Saturday morning, Tommy.
that Hahn low carb, $17 for a six-pack last night. Didn't
That's
quite
good,
make it
isn't
to
it?
the game. And we are ready down with Lockie Gould.
Well, it's fantastic to be joined down here with some of the best players from today. Boys, I've got to start. That was absolutely fantastic. A massive congratulations going to a grand final. Sam, let's start with you. Awarded the Archies best on ground, mate. What have you got to say? What was it like playing out there today?
It was a tough game, man. Like we knew coming in, they've been having a crack all year, and last time they had a big crack. So we knew the win was going to play a big part. So they started with it. If we can keep them to 1 or 2, that'd be a big plus, and we did that. So it went from there.
Miller Carter, you've won yourself the Moseley best team, man. What does that mean to you?
Oh, mate, it's great. That's what you want to win. Best team, man, mate. You do it for the blokes you're standing next to. So happy with that.
Absolutely fantastic. Next week, I mean, you've got a massive game looking forward, Glenunga. I mean, what do you rate them, and obviously what do you make of what's going to be a massive game?
Oh, they've been the best team all year, so we'll go in. We're still confident, so we come close this year. We lost by 3 or 4 points. So last week was a bit of a shocking display, but we'll regroup this week and get fresh and come and have a crack.
Anything to add to that?
No, mate, we'll just be ready to go next Saturday. Can't wait.
Well, there you go, boys. Back up to you in the commentary box. Sold it.
Jeffries, what do we say with me? Probably need to do some better players. We'll start on the Payneham side, please.
Yeah, Payneham. It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of their players probably struggled to get into the game. None tried all day, didn't he? We just expect him to get a lot of the ball, and he was dangerous, Tommy. I reckon he had 5 shots on goal, Matty Nunn. But he just couldn't quite convert. But that's okay. Mackenzie did his thing down back, but he does that every week. I like Jackson Martin's game again, Tommy. I think he's come of age late in the season. He's a real good utility player now. Anthony Giannini had a lot of the ball, I thought, early. Spence the same. They just drifted out of the game in the third quarter for mine after a strong first half. But what I like about Payneham is they're a pretty even group across the board. They'll be disappointed now, but they won't be devastated, Tommy. They've done well to get to this point, Payneham. Well done to them as the Port District players come inside to the change rooms ready to sing the song, getting hugs from grandma and their girlfriends. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best 30 minutes of the week, isn't it? Really, once you've had a win and you sing the song with your mates, and you know you can see people catching up with their mums and dads, and Coach Rama's smile was
I think
big.
they're getting around a couple of the injured players that aren't available as well, which is good to see. Scotty Lysett still having photos with kids in the middle of the ground before. So it's a good feeling for your supporters as well, isn't it, guys?
As we're just joined by our intrepid boundary rider, Lockie, you were outstanding today, mate. How was it out there?
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, that first sort of 5-10 minutes, it was, you know, a bit nerve-wracking. You didn't know what was going to go on for the players out there, but then it all started to click, and it was a really great game of footy.
Yes. Now, Adam, you're still on, mate, because I need the best players for Port District, please.
Yeah, I didn't mind the call. I like Sam Gray's game today. He's just clever, but he impacted with his disposal, setting up goals. The snap goal, even in the third quarter, was crucial for his team. I thought that was Joey Haynes' best game I've seen this year. I've called Port Districts 4 or 5 times, and he's always a solid player. But if I'll be interested to see the Dartfish stats tomorrow, Tommy, on Joey Haynes' disposals across half back. I thought he was really good. I think we should give a shout out to Scott Lysett. He would have taken probably 8 or 10 marks today. He's playing on one leg. He's always dominant in the tap work. We know that, but that doesn't always impact games.
Probably could have been the best team man, but has played a bit of AFL, and I thought Miller Carter as someone who hadn't.
Yeah. We got to get them around. And Carter had a great game as well. He deserves that award.
In defence, he was crucial.
But well done. Like I said, pushing through the injury for the big fella, and they looked a little more dangerous inside 50 as well this week. Port District's well-rounded team game. Can they all come together next week, Tommy, and put some pressure on the mighty Glenunga Rams?
They'll certainly put some pressure on them. Will they beat them? I don't think so, but anything is possible. And, you know, with the quality, and you can speak to this one, Lockie, the quality of Gray, Lysett, Haynes, Rose, just these top-tier, top 6 that they've got, Louis Sharrod, they fire. They can certainly get the job done.
Yeah, they certainly can. I was lucky enough to have a bit of a chat with Matty Rose. He had a bit of strapping on his calf, so I was just checking in with him, but he's all right. He looks like he's going to be good for next week. But, yeah, it's just the quality those guys have got. They come back from AFL, from sample level, and it's just absolutely fantastic. They've taken Division 1 by storm again, and I fully expect them next week to go right up and challenge with Glenunga.
Yeah, and again, if they start well, Adam Jeffries, anything is possible, isn't
They
it?
want a windy day as well, Tommy. Like, they don't want a high-scoring game, Port Districts. If they're going to beat Glenunga, it's going to be an 8-7 arm wrestle, isn't it? So they might wake up and hope that there's a bit of a gale like today blowing across the ground, which will test Glenunga's goal kicking and make them nervous. And that's probably the one thing that can stop Glenunga winning is an inaccurate day in front of goal, Tommy, which is what we've seen at some of the other grounds today.
Yes, beautifully done. I just want to give a big shout out to our team as well. James Moody, who's down there waiting for me to interview the captain. I'll be there in just a minute, Jim. Elias, our cameraman. Hugo, our producer. Our little boundary rider here did a great job with his warm jacket. Adam, as always, your football mind is great. I love sitting next to you and calling a game. Has everyone had fun? That's the first question.
Absolutely. Cannot wait for next week.
Yeah, same. Looking forward to next week.
It doesn't. I've had that marked in the calendar all year. I love grand finals, and it's actually a privilege to be able to call it. Well done to both teams, and from all of us here at Dartfish Filming Footy, we thank you for joining us. Hopefully we've added to the call to the Payneham people out there, and obviously a lot of them my friends. Commiserations, be very proud of your season, and back bigger and better next year. Final thoughts, gentlemen?
I think, to be honest, with Payneham, I think they're going to be a real force next year. I think they're a real force this year. You mentioned it a little bit. In England, we call it second season syndrome, Adam, where you have a really good year and then when you come back up and then you go back down a little bit and you fall down the ladder. I don't think that's going to happen with Payneham. I think they're going to be right up there, two or third spot again.
Yep. And on with they recruit reasonably well. They've got a fella called Gary McIntosh who's got a few connections as well. So
a few connections at Norwood. Gary McIntosh. No, we haven't seen that over the last 15 years at Payneham Norwood, have we? Nah, well done to Payneham. Great season. Division 2 last year to a prelim. It's a great effort.
Yep.
Port Districts, obviously I think Glenunga will win by 5 goals next week, but Port Districts are the one team that are capable. They've got the midfield depth. If we get a low-scoring, windy day, anything can happen. They need to find some goal scorers. Well done to Port District's second grand final in 3 years, which is a pretty good effort in Division 1, isn't it?
Just something as well. You would have seen the chat with Abe Davis at halftime. He told us a little bit off camera. I was like, the only time I've really seen Port District struggle this year was against Glenunga, and he tended to agree.
Yep. 100%. I think the closing thing we need to say is probably the take-home point is congratulations to the Port District Football Club, your 2022 premiers. Get another crack at the title in 2024. I'll be taking on Glenunga next week from Nord Oval, Cooper Stadium. We thank you for joining us today, and we hope you'll join us again next week.